Today's episode is sponsored by DTJ, Personal Training, Health and Wellbeing, and Unplugged Earphones. Unplugged earphones are a high quality for money wireless earphone, retro and very, very stylish. The sound quality of these is, I have got to say, fantastic. I'm a big headphone or earphone man. Always have my earphones or headphones on when I'm going to walk with the dog or if I'm doing a gym session, and these are fantastic. At £27, I just can't fault these at all. They're compatible with iOS and Android. They're wireless and they're smart One Touch technology. Check out the link that will be in the description. DTJ, Personal Training, Health and Wellbeing, are a service that offers personal training, online training, total wellbeing, diet and lifestyle, sports-specific training. All packages come with diet and nutritional advice as well. Block bookings are 5 sessions for £120, 10 sessions for £200. To contact Darryl, who is based in Freefit Paisley, contact him by email, darrylthomasjones@gmail.com, or catch him on Instagram at DTJ_PT. Special thanks to my guest Ferry and to my 2 sponsors. The links from my sponsors will be in the description below. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Leave me a wee comment, please like and subscribe, and tell a friend. Okay, guys, what's happening? Welcome to the Flip the Mindset podcast. I'm here with the one and only Ferry.
Do you want me to look at the camera now or look at you?
No, you don't need to look at the camera, right?
Probably better I look at the camera and you look at it.
You just relax.
Right,
how's it feel to be in the receiving end?
What? We're still talking about talking here?
I know, I wasn't talking
Saturday night I was on the receiving end, mate. So
I wasn't talking about the bird, bro. I wasn't talking about the bird. How's it going?
Good, mate. I'm good. Delighted to come on. I know you've got my mate, well, not my mate, my colleague Barry Ferguson coming on, Grado and that.
Yeah, Barry's on Friday.
So delighted to be on, mate. Thanks for asking us.
You're absolutely welcome. It's my pleasure, mate. We're going to start with the Canio.
The Canio, go for it.
Let's go.
My favourite subject.
What was it like working under a maniac like the Canio?
Amazing, mate. Loved him, honestly. Like, probably, other than Tommy Burns, he'd be my second favourite coach, manager, Stoke, whatever you want to call him, that I've had. Just so passionate, mate. Mm-hmm. Loved his job. Again, I say that Tommy Burns and probably Paolo Di Canio is the reason I'm the person I am, because I know what is this, the flip the mindset.
Yep.
Paolo Di Canio certainly flipped my mindset, because I was a fat lazy bastard before I met him. Honestly, mate, I was, and he just completely changed us, mate. Yeah, he's probably the first guy in my adult life that sat us down and said, "You think you are something that you're not. Wow. You're not as good as you think you are. You're not as funny or as good looking as you think you are." Mm-hmm. You'll be a loser in life if you didn't get your finger out and change how you are and how you live. And mate, he done it. He got inside my head and totally changed my character, personality, everything.
That's what it's all about. Did he pull you into the office and say that?
Pulled us in the office a few times, mate. He was usually in his pants when he pulled us in the office.
Aye.
White pair of sloggies.
Y fronts.
Y fronts. Because I was quite chubby as well at the time, he would kind of love to show me how ripped he was. And then it would start off with probably usually me getting caught going out on a Saturday night. Mm-hmm. So I'd be summoned to his office / changing room. Yeah. He'd be sitting in his pants, and then that was what was good about him for me. He would slaughter us, and then he would kind of try and help us, and the subject would move on, and then he would talk about like maybe something that I'd done in the game on a Saturday. So he says, "You're tackling like this when I want you to tackle like this," and he'd be sliding about in his pants, and he'd try not to laugh, mate, while he's being serious. But just took a pure interest in your life, mate. Eh? Mm-hmm. Like what, as I say, not just make you a better football player, but make you a better person. So a lot of time for him.
So let's go back to the start. Grassroots, if you'd like. All right.
So that was the guy, Shaun, 82-year-old. Again, I've always had kind of throughout my life, I've always had a figure that. Yeah. I don't know why it's happened to us, but there's always a guy, an older guy that I connect with. Yep. Shaun was that guy for me. Mm-hmm. Like, my mum and dad must have had the easiest job in the world, because I was quite not a bad kid, but as you are, cheeky and always in trouble. And
pain in the arse.
But they never had to get me in trouble, mate, because Shaun would do it. They would just phone Shaun, and Shaun would say, like, "Listen, if this keeps going on, we'll just take you to Celtic." And that's what I loved about Celtic back then, with Tommy and Shaun. It didn't matter how good a player you were, or how good a prospect, or how much that you could make the club in the future. See if you weren't see if you were a bad egg, or you weren't doing what you were meant to be doing outside of football, that would just get rid of you.
Yeah.
See, now I think coaches and scouts, they're obsessed with being pals with these kids. They want kids to like them.
Yeah.
We liked Shaun and Tommy Burns was because they're disciplined.
Yeah.
They wanted to make you a better person. You could see that. But I just think now it's more about coaches want to be pally with kids than actually teaching them about life. And as I say, I've always had somebody like Shaun was that guy. And then 15, Tommy Burns said that he was going to sign us for Celtic. Have you heard the story about my mum?
No, when you go.
So this sums Tommy up. This would never happen now, mate. So Tommy Burns was ahead of youth, obviously 500 games for Celtic. Yeah. And I was playing a year above myself. So I was playing with, I think I was playing with the 17s. I was only 15. And Tommy says, we want to give you a professional contract. So I was going through to Glasgow, and Tommy says, we're going to come through to Dundee. We'll sign you up. I'll meet your mum and dad. We'll come to your house with old Shaun, the Irish guy. So we're driving through to Dundee for Glasgow, and he says, what's your mum and dad's? Getting a chat. What's your mum and dad's name? I says, my dad's Eddie. I says, Tommy, my mum's name's, I tell my people my mum's name's Linda. Right. Because when you're a wee guy, stupid things used to go through your mind, but my mum's name's Wanda. And I says, please, Tommy, didn't tell any of the boys, please. And I could just see he was chuckling the motor for a good 10 minutes. So when we get to the house, he's like, can you believe that he tells all the boys your name's Linda? And my mum is fucking raging, as obviously. And then, so all the way back, I'm like, please don't tell anybody. And he's like, fucking calm down, I'm not going to tell anybody. Next day, mate, at training, he still need to go to Celtic Park to do the jobs. So he would clean the boots, and then he'd get the minibus back to Barrowfield. So we were all walking out to the car park, and his office was up in the gym, so it would look onto the car park. And the next thing, mate, the car park was full, so it was like we were the youngest, we were under 17s, there was under 19s, and there was reserves on the car park, mate. So see, the reserve guys especially, you were shit scared of them. Yeah. They were like 5-year-old, and you guys like Ross Wallace and Liam Miller, guys like that. And oh, Wanda, and I'm like that. Oh my god, man! And all the boys are like, I don't know if they just, my face must have lit up, mate. I just felt like 40 boys' eyes on, and they're like that to me, who's Wanda? And I was like, fuck knows what he's talking about. And he's like, Wanda, get yourself up here now. So I've ran up to the gym, but as I'm running up to the gym, he's like to the minibus, on you go. Just drive down to training. So get up to the office, and he's killing himself laughing. He's like, you better get yourself down to Barrowfield, you're late for training. That's a 20 quid fine or whatever it was. So I walked down to training, and all the boys are pissing themselves laughing. And honestly, mate, for the next 5 years, all he called me was one day. Remember training next to like Roy Keane and Petrov, and I'd maybe do something decent in training, and Tommy be like, tremendous Wanda. And I honestly remember looking at Roy Keane and Petrov, and they're thinking, who the fuck's Wanda? Brilliant. But that was what he was like, mate, just that personal touch. And again, after we'd signed that deal in Glasgow, this is the kind of boys that we grew up with. We signed in Dundee. Tommy drove me back to Glasgow, and the whole way through he was like, now listen, we know it's a laugh and a joke now, but it's all about being a better player, getting to the first team. It says, when we come in here, everything's done professionally. There's no carrying on. It's serious stuff now. You're not a kid anymore. So he picks me up my digs in the morning and drives me for air training at Glasgow. And again, he's reiterating it. He's like, I know you like a laugh and a joke, which is great at times, but when we get in here, it's serious and really drumming into us. So he's like, come on, I'll walk you into the changing rooms. So I could hear the changing room. It's pandemonium, man. You can hear it, and I can see that he's kind of like, oh, for fuck's sake, what's going on? After I've gave him this big spiel. Yeah. Opens the dressing room door, mate, and Michael Gardine's pretending to a horse, Gary Fraser, bollock naked on a physio bed, and all the boys are, whoa, whoa, whoa. And Tommy Burns looks at me and goes, just fucking forget everything I just told you on that motor. So that was it, mate. Brilliant. But again, if that happened today, mate, like boys would have been sacked, but Tommy knew what Tommy'd been there and done it, and he was probably similar as a guy, and just had that great balance, mate. Probably pulled the two guys aside and said, come on, you can't be doing stuff like that. But again, joined in the laugh, and what a guy he was.
Yeah, it kind of resonates with me because I had Alec Wilson, don't know if you know him.
Nah.
He was the chairman of Greenock Juniors. Right. When I played junior football at the time, he done everything to get me a bit of money. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, because he knew I was struggling. I'm struggling with my brother's death and all that stuff, you know what I mean? And God rest his soul, he passed away a couple of years ago now. He was my figure. I didn't have a dad here, as I told you before. And I struggled to listen to my mum sometimes. Do you know that way? When it came to stuff like football and stuff like that. And she would phone him. Yeah. And he would phone me. Like, Kenny. I'm like, oh, Several dialects fucking raging with me. And then I listened. Everything he said was gospel to me,
Yeah.
you know, and that is very, very, I feel that's what we miss these days. As you say, managers are wanting to be friends. I feel that managers nowadays, they want to be the main man as well. They're constant want to be not just your friends, but I think there's a reason for it. The ego, the kind of, they want to be seen as this likeable, lovable, popular guy for the image what comes out of the club. When really, if they do the focus or they look after the players and kind of it's morals, respect, all that kind of stuff, the stuff that really matters basically when you're grounding a player from grassroots up. You get that respect. You give them that respect anyway. They're not probably in this day and age. You're not going to get respect off someone if they're just trying to be your best pal.
Yeah.
Do you know? But if they're teaching you and you're not, you know, saying no, you can't do that. Not enough of that shit or this shit.
Coach, see, as a coach, mate, you're there to educate people. I've got enough pals, mate. I don't need a coach to be my pal. Exactly. What Tommy taught us was about life, mate. I remember as well my first week in it. In fact, I signed that contract and then Mum and Dad got invited down to a game. Tommy took us into one of the boxes, food and everything. So Mum and Dad are in the thing. He says, "Come on, I'll take you about Celtic Park, show you a bit." And I think the first person we met was maybe like the chief executive, and Tommy spoke away. And then the thing that got me, mate, was we then meet a chef, and Tommy would speak exact same way as he spoke to the chef as he would to the chief exec. Then bumped into a cleaner, stopped, spoke. It's probably more friendly and approachable with the cleaner than the chef than he was with the chief exec. And he always says to me, "Wow, see if you're going to get anywhere in life, be sociable. Stop, speak to people." He says that 5 minutes could make the people's day. You know, you didn't know what it means to somebody to stop and speak to them. So they're the sort of lessons that kids need, mate. No fucking standing in the holes and breaking lines, as I always say now. I mean, I think they get caught up on this more than actually helping kids develop their personality. Because see, in football, mate, a very small side that is playing. A lot of it for me is the mental side, and Tommy Burns got you ready for that, mate. Honestly, it's actually funny when I signed for Dundee, we had a great relationship, mate. Honestly, we got on really well. And Paul McGinn, I'd never heard this story. Who obviously John McGinn plays with Aston Villa. That's his brother. And Paul McGinn said that Tommy went to John McGinn's house as a young kid when he was at St Mirren, 15, 16 to sign him, and they were all big Celtic fans. And John McGinn's dad said, "Who's going to be the next big one to come through?" And Tommy said, "Si Ferry." Brilliant. Says he'll be the next Paul McStay. He never told me that, but he used to say that to me all the time, mate. Sometimes, mate, honestly, I would feel like I played really well and he'd pull me over and he'd be like, "You're playing like an old fucking man." He says, "You might think that's good, that passing it back and sideways and you've not gave the ball away, but you're playing like an old man. You're going to need more character than that to play for Celtic. Rather you passed the ball forward and gave it away." Yep. And again, just life lessons, mate. He could be so hard on you, honestly. He could be so hard on you, and then he could make you feel like the best player in the world. We won the Youth Cup final. I think I played in Charlie Mulgrew's team. Charlie's 2 years older than me. So I was playing 2 year up, I think I was 17. We won the Youth Cup final. I got man of the match. And I'll never forget it. I came off the pitch and he gave me the biggest hug ever. And he said, that's the first time he said to me, he said, "You're going to be the next Paul McStay." Amazing. I've never felt a feeling like that in football before, ever again. And then Paul McGinn still texts me now saying, "You're the one man that let Tommy Burns down because you went and made an arse it." But just to hear that he was saying that to other people about me, just...
That's class.
Really, but honestly, mate, see, as a guy, you would just morals. Everything about him was just morals, and if he caught anybody doing anything wrong, mate, you'd be pulled in straight. And I think that's gone as well now.
That's gone.
Pulled in straight, mate. I remember we'd lost a youth team game, Kenny. I don't think we lost many, right? I think maybe went 2 or 3 years without getting beat. Maybe beat once or twice here. Now, see, when you got beat, mate, you're in that changing room for 2 hours, and he would he'd take the paint off of us, mate. Wow. See, if he thought that anybody would ever turn up and not trying hard enough for Celtic, mate, he wouldn't accept it, mate. And he'd be in your face. I'm talking as a 17-year-old kid, mate. He would be there in your face and he'd be telling you in non-certain terms that is not acceptable.
Do you know John Joyce?
John Joyce,
nah. Joyce,
I probably do, mate, but my memory's terrible.
Most passionate guy ever, man. After in the changing room after it, he wasn't wanting to leave. If you get beat, he wasn't wanting to leave the changing room until he was finished. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The gaffer would be like that. "Oh, it's all right, Sean, calm down, as if to try and be friends with the boy." He's like, no, calm down, you know what I mean? Mad. But just because he was passionate and he loved us, he's probably one of my favourite. He was assistant manager, and he was...
Because he tells you the truth, mate. And he's a coach, as a player, that's what you want for a coach and a manager, is somebody that'll tell you the truth.
Probably one of the only guys that came to me and says, "Kenny, is your knee all right?" Like, honestly, is your knee all right? Are you all right? only guy,
Yeah,
and
that goes along. That means more to you than somebody
you
telling
know,
you about positions, and
absolutely.
it's getting that connect. I think a coach's job, mate, is to connect with kids on a personal level, and once you've got that, mate, kids will do anything for you.
Absolutely,
they'll run through brick walls for you. And that's what we did. And then I said that you go through, but on the flip side, mate, we would play. He loved this wee game that he would play. It was so the goal would be on where the goal is, and then he would put it just behind the 18-yard thingy. Another goal would be there. And it was basically 3v3s in the middle in the area of the box. Mm-hmm. But on the outside, all the other boys would be standing. So the ball would never go to play. So if the ball ran out, you just stop it. And it was... And these guys like McGeady, Michael Gardine, who were tremendous, man. Like, but Tommy used to say to us, see in these 3v3s, kick Aidan. Kick him. Because he needs to get used to it. He needs to get... Because when he goes and plays first team, people will be putting him upside down. I want him to get kicked. I want him to get kicked to see how he reacts. Because Aidan would go with you. If you kicked him, he would want to go. And so what usually happened was somebody would smash Aidan would react, and before you knew it, everyone would be fighting me. There was always fights, and Wally McStay would be no, come on, stop, trying to break up, and Tommy would be standing behind him doing that. Actually wanting to stay a fight with each other, mate.
Because you're preparing Aidan for
the first team.
You're preparing him for the first team, and that's class. It's really cool. By the way, not promoting drinking or anything like that, guys, but we're chilled. Si's day off today, he's coming on.
This is my day. This is my only day off of the week. In fact, it isn't. I'm working the radio the night, mate. So
the only morning off of the week, and he's come in to talk to. So we got a couple of beers out, talking about youth and football, and we've got the beers out. Perfect, mate. Don't do it. So youth and the youth league and cup double.
Yeah,
how was that?
Brilliant, mate. As I say, that our group of players were honestly, Kenny, like couldn't I grew up. Not just that, as I'm saying, I didn't even remember them as players, as guys.
Aye.
We were so tight, and I'm not talking 2 or 3, mate. There was like 10, 11 of us every day after training. Every day after training, into the town, the Maggios, bite to eat, walk about the shops, and train him to the digs, or they'd go back to their families.
See, that rarely happens.
That doesn't happen, mate.
Really?
Maybe we're still pals.
Yeah.
We've got a group chat, there's 8 of us in it. Every year we meet up for a night out. This tells you everything about Celtic at that time, but Willie McStay came on a night out with us.
Brilliant.
And mate, it was so funny. We ended up getting him steaming, right? And his missus was phoning him, and he was acting like one of the boys. He was patching her phone calls and that. We were like, patch her, Willie, patch her. And he was like, he stood up, and he was like a red button in his missus with the boys, and the boys are all cheering.
Everyone's like, yeah.
Amazing. And he came with, we were doing Zoom calls in the lockdown. Me, Big Charlie Mulgrew, Aidan McGeady, Dean Richardson, Ryan Conroy, Jim O'Brien, trying not to leave anybody out, Tony McParlin, guys like that. And Big Charlie was, we've got a group chat, and Big Charlie was putting on the group that he texts Willie saying, can you come on the group chat Friday night? We're going to do a youth team Celtic themed Zoom chat. So I think I dressed up as Willie with the glasses and his jacket that he used to wear. And Willie, he made a pure grand entrance with a full club suit, Celtic club suit on. Glasses he used to wear. He used to wear a Champions League hat. We used to slaughter him for me. And he sat for 2 hours with us getting steaming. Doing a group chat, it was what a laugh, mate. That's what I'm saying. Like that would be unheard of these days. Did you hear the story I told about Tommy Burns taking us up to Gangad to play, mate?
No.
We came into Barrafield that day training again. This guy's the head of youth, mate. Do you know what I mean? And we were getting a day training. He went, no, we're not training tonight. Get yourselves up the road. Got a big game tonight. It'll be the biggest games of your career. Or you're thinking, I must be playing Rangers tonight or something. So we turn up at Celtic Park, and he's like, right, jump on the minibus. We're going up to Gangad. I'm like, what the fuck's a Gangad? I'm like, to one of the boys, what the fuck's a Gangad? He's like, mate, the Gangad's wild, mate, up Royston, full of Celtic fans. So we drive up to the school, mate, and he's like, right, get changed in the school. I didn't think I had shin guards on, mate. So I was a couple of years younger than the boys, so I was a wee bit intimidated, mate. I'm not, because Tommy Burns was opening this pitch, it was called the Budgie.
Right.
Mate, and I thought maybe a couple of hundred, but I'm not even exaggerating, mate. Thousands. The place is rammed, man. I think they closed the streets. There's people hanging out the high flats, the tricolours, and I was thinking, oh my God, man, what is this? And then I was 15, mate. And then even weirder, he starts getting changed. He starts putting a strip on. And I'm thinking, nah, he's not going to play here. So Jim McInally was the manager. Jim names the team. Tommy's starting. Tommy's starting in the hole. Brilliant. Mate, see the full team. This is what was so good about it. The full team talk Tommy took was about how we're going to get him on the ball. Brilliant. That was what it was not about. Like, I don't know if Aidan played that day, who was outstanding, Big Charlie, guys like that. Nothing to do with them. It was like, get the ball at my feet and we'll be fine. So again, as I say, you had that fear on me, and I was shite myself on the side. I think I was a sub because obviously I was a couple of years younger. And with about 20 minutes to go, Jim McIntyre said to me, like, you're going on, centre midfield. He's like, and he says, I'll give you a bit of advice, Si. Pass the ball to him. Because if you didn't, he'll crucify you, man. So I got on, mate, and ball rolls to me. And I passed it safe. And he done that to me. Fucking get your head up, look to pass forward. Next time the ball comes into me, mate, again, I lift my head and I see him actually catch eyes. And I just thought that pass could just... Somebody, I think he's going to cut that out if I try and play. So I played it back, mate, and he went, Hausa! He was like, what was it? He says, Hausa! He says, fucking pass the ball to my feet. And he went, you're playing like an old fucking man, passing the ball backwards and sideways, mate. 8-0 up we were at the time.
Brilliant.
And do you know what I mean, mate? That just tells you everything about the guy, mate. Mindset. Pass the ball forward into my feet. 56-year-old, mate, going off his nut. Mate, he was beetroot. I thought he was going to kill her.
Brilliant.
And I said it on the podcast as well. See, at that time when it went 8-0, they started to get a bit naughty because we started taking the piss and flicking the ball about. And I'll never forget watching him, mate, at 56 because they were trying to smash us. He's running about trying to smash them back, mate. So after the game, we were like, can't wait to get out of here, man. This is wild. But he's I think they had time up on his shoulders on the pitch. He was loving it. And he's like, where are you going? We were getting ready to go up the road. He's like, we're going up to the boozer. The budgie. All walked up to a pub in the Gangad, mate. They're all singing Tommy Burns songs. We're all sitting getting a drink with them. I think we sat there till about 11 o'clock at night.
That's what I'm talking about, your experience. That's a lot of experience people dream of.
See the next day in training, mate. All he spoke about was his performance. But just a great upbringing, mate. And I still say, like, I wouldn't be sitting here doing the podcast doing so well and out of life if it wasn't for him. And all the guys like Charlie and their personality just screams Tommy Burns, mate. It just
grounded you.
That's it. Taught you about life, mate. It was brilliant. Best time of my life.
Love that.
And the guys that I played with as well, as I say, I can't speak higher. And I'm so delighted that they've all done so well, mate. Because they deserve it. No one knocked their pan and it's great to see guys.
I think, most people deserve it when they get to that level. I can't remember who I heard it was it Robbie Savage talking to you on the podcast? Yeah. And he was talking about people don't understand how good a level you need to be to play football every day.
See when I hear people slaughter like James Forrest and guys that have came through and played in the first team, don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. See to go and play for Celtic or Rangers as a kid, you need to be exceptional, mate. You need to be exceptional. Because I've seen top players not being able to do it, mate.
Hardly anyone does it.
Yeah.
You know how many top players did me and you see growing up that didn't make it?
Yeah.
No, definitely. Kenny Marshall, and remember Kenny Marshall and stuff like
Kenny
that?
Marshall, yeah, I do remember.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know?
See James Forrest, mate, like, really frustrates me, because he doesn't go about kissing badges and jumping about and trying to play up to fans. But see James Forrest, mate, he's got one of the strongest mindsets I've ever seen in my life.
What's he like as a boy?
Great boy. Quiet, mate, quiet, but just got that inner belief in himself. I remember, I roomed him the night before his debut. We were in America. And we got U2's private jet. We're flying about U2's private. That was the season I'd been on loan at Swindon and I came back. And I remember Jamesy as a kid. And I remember seeing him playing and thinking, he's got something, man. He was just so direct. He was so quick. And when I came back from Swindon, the boys are like, wait till you see Forrest now, mate. He's flying. So we got to America and his debut, we were playing Man United the next day. And Lenny told James he was starting. And the night before it, I was like, mate, this is your chance, man. I was like, see Lenny... see if you're good enough, mate, you'll play him, man. And he loves wide players, Lenny. He loves Jamesy. And Jamesy's like, I'll be up against O'Shea tomorrow. And I was like, mate, you'll have O'Shea on toast, man. He's like, you ain't in it. See that game, mate? He absolutely terrorised John O'Shea, man. Oh, yeah. Never forget sitting watching from the side. He just wanted the ball all the time. He was just so direct. And that was the making of James Forrest, mate. So I'm going to take the credit for James Forrest.
Good wee player. You take the credit.
No, mate, I didn't say good wee player. Exceptional player, honestly.
He is good. I'm not... I know the feeling to be very, very quick. You know, I was as quick as him.
Yeah.
People don't... It's hard to get you... To keep control of the ball when you're running so fast. Yeah. I don't know how some of the top players do it. Mbappe and Cristiano Ronaldo and stuff like that. It's unbelievable. Yeah. I can't even fathom how good these guys must be. So when James is running into try, I think he's received a lot of stick.
Yeah.
Recently, I think Christie's getting a lot of stick now as well. I think he's a good player.
I like Christie. Christie's got the personality of a Celtic player. He always wants the ball, no matter how he's playing. I like that.
We're at an age now where sticks everything now. Sticks your best friend, isn't it? You just get slaughtered, anything you do. Score 10 goals, you get slaughtered for no scoring them quick enough. You know what I mean? So same for Celtic. reserves, as you say, because you were saying like you were basically saying, "Oh, I didn't play for Celtic," stuff like that. It was more so your mindset from winning the cup, the League and Cup double, right? Then you go on to play for Celtic. You are 90% of the way to a boy's dream. You know, my dream was to play for Rangers when I was young. Your dream was to play for Celtic. You collect all the magazines, you get all the players, you stick them up in your walls, you're loving it.
I collected different kind of magazines, but
oh, brilliant. So you are, how do you differentiate from being the little fan to then, as you're training with Petrov?
Nah.
Like that's incredible.
I was never like that, mate. I was always... I loved hanging about the first team players. It was never an order. I loved it because that first team at the time were brilliant, mate. You couldn't. Again, people would see it as them being horrible to you, but it wasn't. It was an education. They were getting an education. Yeah. But I loved the way they were with us young. But they would slaughter us, mate. They would slaughter. I'd never forget one of my first days in. One of my best mates, Paul McGowan, who I loved to bits, man. I played against him last night for Dundee. I actually bossed him. I'm going to get that on camera. I never actually.
Sorry, Paul.
He's brilliant. But we were cleaning the boots, mate. And Big Sutton was used to need to walk through the kit room, and then you'd walk back past the bit that we were cleaning the boots. And then you walk through the dressing room. Big Sutton was usually half asleep. He lived on a farm in East Kilbride, so he always used to come in, his trousers were bogging. I think he'd been out like feeding the chickens and stuff like that. So he was always quite tired. I think he'd been up quite early. And he's walking by the boot room, and he kind of has a second glance in at me and Gowser, and he opens the door and he's like, "Tomo," to Alan Thompson, "Tomo, come and see how ugly these two kids are." And Tomo pops his head. He went, "Oh, Cy and Gowser." Oh, he says, "Oh, they're fucking so ugly, aren't they?" I think he used to call Gowser Bobby Charlton for some reason.
Brilliant.
But they were brilliant, mate. And see, when they were like that, where you thought you could tell they done it because they liked you. Do you know what I mean? And Lenny with me was ruthless, mate. Like, because I played his position and stuff like that, he would be ruthless for us. But then again, he had that side to him where after it, you'd be cleaning his boots and you'd think, "Oh, Lenny hates me, man," because he'd just slaughtered and training the full day. And he'd put his arm in you. "What were you thinking in that scenario of the day when you got the ball there and you done that?" He's like, "You're better than that. Standard, you're sloppy. You were sloppy the day. You're better than that." And again, I think that's gone for the game, mate. First team players, older players, education. You take their time, mate. Take their time to help you and get better. Guys like Paul Lambert, Chris Sutton, Alan Thompson, Petrov, mate. People didn't see how much a winner Petrov was, mate. Yeah. Petrov was ruthless. Honestly, like he would moan like. You wouldn't see when you see Petrov play, you would never think he'd be like that. Yeah. Every single one of them were such winners, mate.
Training sessions,
and like you say, that's why being a good youth player's fine. But see, making that step for doing all right in the reserves to then going and doing that first team and that calibre of player, mate, that was too much for me. They were too good. And then you think you're getting somewhere, you're getting close. I think Petrov left. You're on the bench, Gordon Strachan. I think I signed a 4-year deal at 17, mate. I'm training with the first team every day, and then
it's a big investment in a young boy.
A young boy, and then you think I'm getting something, and they go inside Roy Keane.
Yeah,
in my position, and you're fucked, mate. Because talk about a football player, mate.
He was fantastic.
Wow,
wasn't he?
Again,
any stories about
Roy Keane? Just we'd be up the gym, mate. Then, mate, I actually was top man. We were up the gym. Me again, all the young boys getting a laugh and a joke, and Roy Keane would come and sit with the young boys. He'd come and sit and tell you stories about Man United, and you should see it.
You don't get that much now.
Nah, I've never seen anybody do pull-ups like him, mate.
Pull-ups, good at pull-ups.
Oh my god,
how many?
I think Larsson had the record for the lowest body fat, and Keane beat it.
Right.
Oh mate, he could sit and bang them out all day. He was an absolute unit. But he was a top man, Roy Keane, really. But just ruthless, mate. Like seeing training, if you weren't doing it, he would be on. Like anything you done was not up to his standard.
Yeah, I think you need that. You need that in training.
Yeah, of course.
Keep the engine going.
That's what that ONeill team had. See all this coaching and all that. They never done coaching and shit, but they were winners, mate. They got to the FA Cup final.
John Hartson, when he was on last, he spoke very highly of Martin O'Neill.
Yeah,
very, very highly of Martin.
Martin O'Neill was scary, mate.
What did you think of him?
I trained with the first team under Martin O'Neill, so I never really got. But us young lads were shit scared of him, mate. But you could see the first team players were as well. Everyone, you had a pure aura about him, like a proper aura. He wouldn't really be around much.
Right.
Monday to Thursday, and he would turn up on a Friday, and because we used to have the ball boy for the first team back then.
Aye.
So see if you were injured, you would ball boy. But just watching it, it was like wow, like the standard, man.
Were you in digs then?
I was in digs, and then when I got that deal at 17 for a 4-year deal, I went and bought me in flat at 18.
Nice.
I moved in with Michael Gardy.
Thinking you're the man.
Oh, thinking I was a dog's bollocks. It was top 4 in Hamilton. It looked tour of the Hamilton racecourse.
Down to Carbon every day.
Carbon every Tuesday, every Saturday.
Tuesday nights, by the way. How good
Tuesday
Carbon
nights.
on Tuesday night? Oh my
Mate,
god.
we had a dream, seeing the reserves. We had a dream, right? And this would never happen again these days. I don't know if this was planned with Kenny McDowell because he loved weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny McDowell was a great reserve manager as well. Again, we'd tell you
Kenny's
exactly
great,
like it is. We would. So our weekly routine was Monday. You would do a light session because you would play on a Tuesday in the reserves. So you play Tuesday during the day at 12 o'clock, mate. So we'd be playing at Airdrie at 12. You'd finish your game for 3. Straight into the tune because you were off Wednesday because you played Tuesday. Straight into the tune for about 5. Everyone would go home, get showered, in the tune, something to eat, drinks, out at night, Carbon.
Love it.
Wednesday off. Thursday, Friday would be tough.
Yep.
And he'd give you the weekend off, mate. So it'd be cushion Friday, Carbon Saturday.
Phenomenal.
So that'd be 3 nights a week you'd be out, mate.
I tell you, if you don't know, Carbon, it's a club in the town, right? It's now called Liquor.
I don't know, I've not been for ages.
Or Rumour, I think it's called.
Right.
And you walked into Carbon, right? You walked into Carbon on a Tuesday or Saturday night. You went in the back room. It was just all the SPL in it. It really was. It just was. Everyone, Boydie kicking about, McGregor kicking about, everyone, Celtic Rangers players all mingling together, having a laugh. It was pretty something.
Even back in the days, mate, the first team would go.
Maybe show you what was wrong, but
I don't know, mate. I think the standard was better.
I do actually. I think the standard was better. I think
they boys would take Champions League games on Tuesdays, mate. They'd be in Carbon on a Saturday.
No, you're absolutely right, to be fair.
And they were great days, man. Absolutely great days. And,
it was just totally different, man. You can't take a piss in a park without getting papped.
I know. And I think the boys are in every day now. But like that schedule that we had when I joke. See, you get the weekend off, Kenny McDowell, again, it was pure character, man. Like you were training Friday morning and he knew I hated it. See, because I was small and fat.
Yeah.
You used to do rowing. So you would need to do 300 metres in a minute, 600 metres in 2 minutes 15, and then 1200 metres in 5 minutes. Brutal, mate. Brutal. Hated it. He knew I hated it. That's the reason he done it. Brilliant. See, when I was injured and I wasn't there, he would cancel it.
Brilliant.
And he would talk about. I couldn't even enjoy training on a Friday. Was a game. Friday was games, so it was young v old. Yeah. I couldn't even enjoy it, mate, for thinking about the run in the afternoon. You'd be on the road, mate, right, and Kenny would be sit right next to you with a watch in his hand and his pad. And he'd whisper in my ear, "You're not making this. You're not making this. You're going to need to do it again." Because if you never made the time, you had to do it again.
Yeah.
For a minute, mate, all I had was his sweaty face in my ear telling me I'm not going to make it. I was like that, mate, just to get my weekend off. But again, just character, mate. Just trying to build your character. But,
it's weird that because you're getting the weekend off thinking about the boozer.
I know, that's it.
In the mad times. So, remember we were talking about before this, about the loan. So you go and launch Swindon, right? So we were talking about... do you think it's a better way to develop yourself going on loan than staying in the Celtic or Rangers machine? Because we know what it's like.
100%.
You know?
See, the Celtic and Rangers machine, I didn't agree with that,
And that's what we were saying before, eh?
Yeah. If you get a chance to go to Celtic and Rangers, mate, you go, man.
Yeah.
As I say, it was the best days. I don't know what it's like. It's hard for me to comment now, mate, because I didn't see what goes on in there.
What we were saying was, youngsters, if you're watching this, so a lot of youngsters these days will avoid going to Rangers and Celtic youth systems, or if they're getting signed for Celtic, we're signing a 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old, they'll go play first team football somewhere else because they don't want to get swallowed up in the Celtic Rangers machine kind of thing. But you don't agree with that. So
for me, that's a weak mentality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, because see if you think you're
some
good,
people
you're good enough, mate.
Move as well, but
I don't agree.
I'm on the fence with it. I don't know, so that's why I was wanting to ask you.
I think the people that go to other teams, there's a reason why, and that's probably why they'll not play for Celtic and Rangers.
They just don't think they're good enough. They've not got the mentality.
Whereas guys like, I hate mentioning all the times, McGeady, mate.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen a
You like that
kid
Carbon
with so much, but it didn't matter, mate, because he trained like an animal, brilliant. And see his mindset of being the best. See if you think you're the best, mate, go to Celtic and Rangers. Because see if you are good enough, you'll make it and you'll have the best life in the world. I've seen it, mate. See when you go to Celtic and Rangers and you make it, it is the best life in the world. Yeah. The way you're treated, the way you're looked after. I could never. I used to coach the kids at Celtic. This is 11-year-old, mate. I'm saying to kids, do everything you can to stay here. Because it's the best life. You didn't want to go and play for other teams. Why? Why would you?
Love it.
Why would you when you can play here? You can have the best life in the world. You could be a hero to people in Glasgow. Millionaire, live in a big house, play for Celtic. The best, or Rangers, best life in the world.
Yep.
Back your Celtic going there.
Two huge clubs, two of the biggest clubs in the
world. And if you didn't make it there, then you can go to another team.
Yeah.
So why not back your Celtic going there?
Yep. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I got a wee bit scared at one point. Not that I would ever made it at that level, but I remember John Fleck. And I played against John Fleck. Right? He was one of the best players I've ever seen. Unbelievable. And then we didn't know the ins and outs of what happened at Rangers, but when he didn't make it, I was like, oh my God, no chance. Because that boy was unbelievable. And that's what I think at that time put players off to think, oh, you go to Rangers, you're never going to make it, or you go to Celtic, you're never going to play for the first team, so don't even think about it. And that's what I think we need to change now. We need to change that mentality back. Do you think?
I think the reason Flecky never made it for was at that time, I think when you think Martin O'Neill's team. And people didn't realise how good their players were, you know, the Celtic and Rangers teams at that time. I mean, what Flecky was trying to get ahead of Barry Ferguson. I mean, maybe now he could do it, but no, it's 17 and 18, and that's when people are expecting Flecky to go and play for the first team. And
he would have been in the team now, for sure.
Now he would, 100%. But I'm saying at the time, it's strange, mate, because when you are hyped up, like I was hyped up a wee bit as a kid, and you get to the age of year 18 and you're thinking, I should be playing in the first team here. I don't know why you think that, and you believe that, and people tell you, you should be playing the first team, you should see that, you shouldn't. Right. You're not ready. These guys are top players. I remember going, like, the boys would say to you, oh, you're flying, you should go and speak to the manager. And you would go and ask the manager why you're not playing. And they get, what are you talking about? You're miles off it. What do you mean?
People are just floating on the...
Because you're playing well in the youth team and maybe doing well in the reserves, and the manager's looking like, you fucking kidding me on. Miles off it. I remember going and at a meeting and a reporter asked him why Simon Ferry... My heart sunk when I heard the reporter ask him. The next day we had a meeting about the cheek of the reporter asking why. He's like, why you should be playing for this team? And I was like, I never fucking asked you. It was a reporter that asked you. But no, again, I always liked Flecky as a player, but people didn't realise the standard that Celtic and Rangers at that time. It was ridiculous, mate. Honestly, it was honestly, seeing training, mate, you wouldn't get a touch of the ball. I can remember going through training thinking, I didn't get a touch of the ball today. They were that good, honestly, mate. So, but no, you're right. Like Flecky now, and that's what I love about Flecky.
Oh,
that's why he's made it to the top. That's why he went to Rangers as a kid, because he backed himself.
I'd love to get Flecky on, by the way. Flecky, if you want to come on side, put in a word for us.
I'd love to get him on mine first, so come on mine first, then you can do his. That's why he's done it, because he backed himself to go and be good enough to play for Rangers. And, and that mentality is just what took him to the top. Great player, sir.
He is the epitome of the company going to a dark place and then coming right back, you know, and he's smashing it now.
I wouldn't see that about dark place. Like people say to me, was it a dark place? My mates were on a building site earning 50 quid a week, mate. I was earning 350 quid a week, going out to Carbon for nights a week. I was living life, mate. Even with my ankle injury, like, I didn't even believe in God, mate, right? But I used to lie in bed and pray at night, praying that my ankle would get better. Because it was getting to the stage, I think I'd had 3 operations and it was still fucked. And I used to sit and think, wow, this is horrible. But then the next day I'd get up and I'd be with 20 of my mates up at Barrowfield doing a laugh, so it was forgotten about. You know what I mean? So, of course, in anything, there's doubts and worries, but I was trying to see the good side of things, mate. I'm fucking 17, 18-year-old.
Very strong mindset like that, so you have, even when I was talking before. But then you seen it like that is not meaning that thousands of others of kids won't be like that. You know, they might really get impacted. Depression, anxiety, fear, barriers, you know, blocks and barriers and coaching, stuff like that. And they might not ever recover again. Flex recovered, which is phenomenal. How many kids do we know that don't get into the first team, who end up playing amateur football with their mates?
Scary,
thousands. Very, very scary. And they don't have what you've got. They didn't have that mindset to go, no, I want this. I am good enough. You know, Celtic didn't want me, or Rangers didn't want me. That's okay. We go again. But then I wonder. I wonder though
if we've got that because of the way we were brought through it. Is that still happening? And that's what I don't know. So it's hard for me to comment. I don't know if they're still getting treated the way we got treated, because I think that's why we have all got quite a strong mindset. Because everyone from my age went on to have careers, good careers. You know, but either playing in the SPL Championship or the leagues down south. I always wonder that. Is that because of our own mindset, or is it because of the way we were brought up for guys like Tommy and Jim McInally and William?
From who I've talked to, it's just not the same anymore.
Nah.
It's not got that level of personal grounding as such, and the moral aspect. It's all a lot of stuff's online now. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff's through text.
That's
you know what I mean? Some players are talking to me saying that they receive a text that they're not playing. Was it someone in your show as well? Received was it Andy Halliday?
I never listen to a word to anyone that comes on my show says me.
I think he said something about he received a text that he wasn't playing. Someone did. They received a text that they when they start. No, even a.
To be fair, Andy Halliday should have expected that he wasn't playing anyway. Never played a lot, did he? He'll kill me for it.
He didn't share my flip the mindset post, Andy, so you deserve that.
Oh, he doesn't share anything.
I know,
he's one
brutal.
Of them, isn't it?
Brutal, man.
He's all about himself. No, I'm kidding.
So, talk to me about Swindon. Going to Swindon. What's going on? What's going through your head? You Billy Big Boys down there or what?
Do you know what? I'll tell you what was going through my head. So we went to Australia pre-season with Tony Mowbray. I just came back. I was kind of just as I got my ankle fixed.
Mm-hmm.
We went to pre-season with Tony Mowbray, that's right. So we went to Australia, mate. And I managed to wrangle my way on the... Mate, we were going over there for like... It was a 6-day trip, but we were only playing one game.
Right.
So it was first class.
Mm-hmm.
Fly to Dubai,
Phenomenal.
and fly to Australia.
They're like king.
Mate, to make things even better, I got sat next to Paddy McCourt.
Wow.
So I think it took us about 2 days to get there, mate. We just sat and ate and drank, and what a time we had, what a laugh. And then I'll never forget, mate, and Tony Mowbray probably, again, I never had that personal connection with him, but I was fucking about in the pre-season game before the game, trying to get a laugh at everyone, and he actually pulled me before the game, And he's like, what's up with you? And I was like, what? And he's like, do you know take football serious? He's like, you're a young kid. I'm taking you away with the first team, and you're basically just fucking about.
Wow.
And I was like nobody ever really, because Tommy died, mate. See, after Tommy died, I probably went back to carrying on too much.
Yeah.
He was always the one that would loved me having a carry on, but then he would pull us and be like, stop that.
Yeah. Stop
acting like a clown all the time. Mm-hmm. And then that day, Tony Mowbray pulled me before the game, and he's like, this is not what football's like. He's like, you need to grow up.
Yeah.
And next got back to Australia, pulled me in the office, him and Mark Venus, and like, you need to learn what life's proper life and proper football is all about. You're going on loan to Swindon. Mm-hmm. He's like, you're going tomorrow. And I was like, what? I had a flat.
So it was just basically, you're going.
You're going. You need to let
Swindon.
And I was like, right, fuck it, man, let's go.
It's a daddy decision, isn't it? So, no,
that is it.
You're doing it. Go.
You're doing it.
Get educated.
You need it.
You know? Yeah.
Says, I think you're a good player in that, but your head's all over the place, man. And then they sent us down to a place where it was full of lunatics, so it's probably the last thing I need. But
he didn't do the research there.
Do you know what he did? Because see, the two coaches that I went to, a guy called Peter Shirtlift, who was, I think he was Peter Grant or Mark Venus's good pal, and Danny Wilson, mate, who was my first real, I'd call him my first team manager. Mm-hmm. Hero. Absolute hero. Similar height to me, centre midfielder. We Northern Irish guy. Played under Brian Clough.
Right.
And I knew Swindon was going to work straight away. Honestly.
Just had the good feeling.
I don't know what happened, right? So me and Ben Hutchinson drove down. Went to stay at a hotel. Mate, the first day in training, I was on fire, man. Mm-hmm. I don't know how. Just one of the things that just clicked me. I was like getting the ball, popping it about. This all sounds strange. That day, I went and got my haircut. It was the best haircut I ever had. I know that's strange, mate, right? I was like, nobody's ever cut my hair like that.
That's mindset.
That is
it. You're in the zone, man. Good energy, man. You are getting good energy.
That's what it was, good energy, mate. And I was like, yes.
You go put on a lottery ticket, you win it. You know what I mean? That kind of energy.
So I did the training session. I had the haircut, and then Billy Painter, who is a hero, mate. That was the first day he'd met me, right? And he was a scouser for Liverpool. He was bonkers. Brilliant. Bonkers, mate. He had 2 kids, but he would hang about with the boys all the time. Class. Phones me up. He's like, we're going for a pub quiz in the ONeill tonight. You're coming. Mm-hmm. Thursday night, mate. Bear in mind, like, my debut's on Saturday. Yeah. He's like, well, here, a couple of pints and that'll be it. So we're in a quiz at the ONeill on a Thursday, mate. And, a couple of pints, and then before you know it, mate, you look at your clock and it's fucking 1:30 in the morning. You've had about 6 or 7 pints, and you're thinking, fuck me, man. I've never played. It's my first team game, mate. Yeah. So Friday, again, mate, woke up Friday, went and trained, was brilliant. Danny Wilson pulled us. He's like, listen, Peter and, Mark Venus and Peter Grant told us that you're a good player. He says, but these 2 days, like, he says, I wasn't going to play you because you're a young kid, you've never played before, but I was going to play you on the bench. He says, but the last 2 days, like, it's a no-brainer, man. I've got to play you.
You're like, oh, fuck.
I was like, wow. So I think I slept that night, mate. Never slept, shiting myself. Just went out, mate, and played next to a hero, Jonathan Douglas. Guy had 12 caps for Ireland. What a player. He was a warrior. Just talked us through the full game, mate. He fucking talked us through the game.
Someone does that.
He was like that to me. If you get the ball and you're in trouble, pass the ball to me, I'll do it. Yeah. Mate, strolled it, man. Absolutely strolled it. Southend, League One. I know he goes up, man of the match, Ferry.
Brilliant.
See for there, mate. Best year of my life.
Brilliant.
In fact, do you know what was a big point in that year for me? And again, it's Danny Wilson. again, it's a guy who's I connect with. My first 2 games went brilliant, mate. Man of the match, I think we won the first game, we won the second game, I played really well. The third game, mate, we play Walsall away, right? And it's like that, the boys like that. And I'm trying to get it down and they pass and a bang, smash, take it off us. Coming at half time, thinking I've not done great, not done enough to get hooked here, and he slaughtered me, man. Slaughtered us, and the older boy slaughtered us as well. He's like, listen, you're not a kid anymore. So see the first 2 games. Therefore, I'm thinking I could ride a wave on the first 2 games. I've got another 4 or 5 games, no matter how I play, because of the first 2 games. You're coming off at half time. He says, see if you want to play down here, you're going to need to change. You need to be a man now. Like, it's not about just getting it done and you need to adapt.
The highs and lows of the game.
Mate, and I was demoralised. Honestly, half time, I was like, stupid things, mate. Like your pals are slaughtering you in the group chat. Came up, you've been hooked at half time, and then Gordon Greer pulled us aside. Love Gordon Greer as well. Still speak to him to this day. And he's like, see all that stuff the manager was saying to you? Forget it, man. And I was like, what? He's like, see how you play. That's what's got you to this stage. Fucking play how you play. And see, since then, mate, I've never kicked the ball long.
Brilliant.
Never kicked the ball long, mate. Because that's not my game, mate. Get the ball doing 5-yard passes, try and keep the ball.
I think that identity is important.
Because I'd have been floored, mate. See, and again, it's gone for the game. An older guy, seeing that I was demoralised, mate, came on the bus, put his arm in, he's like, forget all that, man. He says, go out. He says, see if you're not going to make it, do it playing your way. See if you're not playing in the game next year. Because he says, what happens if you come to the end of this year and all you've done is kick the ball and you've done shite and you look back and think, I should have just done it. So see, after that, mate, and that wake-up call for the manager won. Because I probably did have to change a wee bit in terms of being a bit tougher, working a bit harder. But then Gordy's wee bit of advice didn't change for anybody. And that season, mate, honestly, I think I played every single game that year. We got to the playoff final. And then they wee fine lines in football, mate. If we win that game, my career could be totally different. In the championship then.
Would have been totally different.
You're in the English. Charlie Austin goes through. He was unbelievable that year.
Because you were flying.
His debut, mate, I'll never forget it. He came on trial. Do you know Charlie plays with Southampton? Boots for about 2 sizes too big for him, mate. He's a one-off Charlie, mate. Right. And see, when you talk about confidence and mindset, he came from Poole Town, mate, and he was like that. First day he walked into, he's like, I'm the man. I'm going to be the fucking man here. Right. Wouldn't have passed the ball. See a trial, mate, everyone's trying to just play safe. Just wanted to shoot all the time, mate. Brilliant. Before his debut, we were like, Adam, you're shiting yourself. Imagine if you have a beast here, that should done. Mate, we're pure winding him up. He's pure. Went out, scored, bashing people about. Brilliant. And again, see Charlie Austin, mate. Ability-wise, played with loads better, eh? But see, for a game, mindset, wow.
Scored a lot of important goals.
Just backs himself all the time, mate. When he goes out on that pitch, you know he's thinking, I'm scoring today. And see, you get that, mate. That's what the top players have.
Yeah, but that's what the top players have. That was my mindset. I was never the best, technically. But when that first whistle went, I'm scoring. Yeah. Or I'm scoring too.
Yeah, so what the fuck happened to you?
I'm scoring, I know. Hey, 27 goals that year.
Did you, mate? For who?
23 for Annan.
Did you, right?
7 in all competitions. Smashed it. That's when all the teams came in. Right. To Fairman, Morton, Carlisle and all that were in, and I rejected a 4-year deal for Jim Duffy.
4 years?
Who went nuts. Yeah, they offered me 4-year deals. They seen that potential. They basically
where was that? Sorry, Morton?
Morton. So they were basically like, Neil McCann offered me a 3.5-year deal. Him and the other guy.
Oh, Dunfermline, right.
Can't remember the manager. So they'd seen something in me and they were like, Kenny, if you fix this area of your game, you get technically better. You get a wee bit better at holding the ball up and you get your touch better. Because they didn't know I took 2 years out for football and I didn't kick a ball. Right. After one of my injuries. I could never get it back after that. Just couldn't get it back. I couldn't get it back. And he says, if you fix that, he literally said to me, who was it? Was it John McMaster? Remember John McMaster's old
I know that name,
played in Aberdeen for the
Cup.
He says, you'll be top class if you fix that, if you get it. And then I said no to both and signed for Annan again because Jim was in my year. I was young. Jim was in my year. Jim chatted me, you're not good enough yet. You're not good enough to date yet, you know. You've got this and that. You've got this to work on. Stay with us, score 40 goals next year. Because supposedly your McDowell for Rangers and that were in watching us.
That's what I was saying. We say like Rangers, so why did you not take that chance?
Exactly. And that's why I'm asking you that question. And that's why it's flipped the mindset. Yeah. My mindset wasn't flipped then. Nowadays, I'm off. I'm straight to Dunfermline.
100%.
I'm playing well in the Carlisle game when they were going to sign me, you know, instead of crapping myself with anxiety. And that's a big thing where I think a lot of footballers these days struggle with. So you're talking, if I'd signed that deal with Morton or Dunfermline, or any of the other clubs that were in and then my knee does go. I'm getting top care. I'm getting looked after.
You need to think about all that sort of stuff.
Not being left in the heat, because I was left in the heat, and that's what I wanted to ask you. I was depressed. I was suicidal.
Right,
and then my brother died, So my brother died, just before my career ended. So 4 operations, I'm sitting, what the fuck? I had a football career that was going well. I should have been playing in League One or whatever. I knew I wasn't the most talented player, but I knew I was fast and I knew I could score. I don't care what game, who I was playing, I knew I could score. And I'm sitting there like, what do I do now? And I'm gone. So, and it took me everything to recover for them injuries. I'm telling you, I was so bad. I was suicidal. I couldn't watch Match of the Day, as I'm saying. Couldn't even watch football. My mates are all playing, Teams move on, don't they? You're left in the shit.
Oh, of course they do, mate. I forget about you.
I want to say to you, the higher level you go as well, with a few of the teams that you were at, when you get injured, did you feel like you were left in the shit heap as well?
See, it's Swindon, mate. I was never injured, eh?
At
Portsmouth. Nah, mate. Nah. To be fair, I can't speak highly enough. Portsmouth are brilliant with me, man.
See, and that's different level. Yeah. See, for me, it was just basically get someone in, thingy them, right, a phone call every couple of weeks. I was actually getting Chappie, as we talk about Jim Chapman. He was actually, for a while, saying, it's on your head. It's on your head.
That's on your head.
Your knees are on your head. Yeah, it's on your head.
You used to say that about my ankle as well, mate.
The pain you've got to know, it's on your head. I hate that Scottish mentality.
I don't think that happened anymore. I think that side.
I would hope not. Yeah,
I think that side of things just came on massively. Mate, I know. I used to get this on your head. How the fuck's it me? My ankle's killing us, man.
Aye. So I'm sitting in a ferry for Dunoon, right, and then I'm travelling up to Hamilton. I think it was we met Cambuslang McDonald's, and my knees louting, right. So before I get in the car to go to Annan, it's an hour and 10 minutes drive.
That drive, man.
So my knees are duffed, right. They are throbbing. They're constantly done because we're playing in AstroTurf. I'm taking Cocodamol. I'm taking 4 ibuprofen. 4. I'm not even supposed to take 4. I'm putting Voltarol gel on my knee and paracetamol just to get to training. Not paracetamol, sorry, the Codamol. Just to get to training. Just to get in that car and be able to sit in this position. In the motorway on the way back for games, he's having to stop in the motorway and let me walk the hard shoulder a bit so my fluid could go. Yeah. And then he's saying it's on my head. So I'm constantly playing, and that's what we were talking before this, getting you on, saying, did you ever have that constant pressure to play, like you're on your head stuff?
It's Swindon I did, mate.
It's very hard.
We were in the playoffs. My back's still fucked now. I was taking like epidurals and that to play.
Yeah. See, I was cortisones as well, yeah.
Which I probably shouldn't have, mate, which is stupid.
For sure.
Because see, ultimately, mate, see if you're taking epidurals and that, there's still something wrong with you.
Yeah.
And that killed me. See, when I left Swindon, like that's what killed me. I played with that back injury, and they played me right wing, and I should have just not played, mate. Because see, the games were on telly, mate, and I could barely move. Playing right wing, and teams that I'd spoke to 2 or 3 months earlier who were interested in taking us, like Lee Clark. I interviewed him and he said he was going to take me to Birmingham in the Championship. Spoke to MK Dons, Carl Robinson. Then the 2 games went out on telly, mate. I was playing my fuck back right mid. No, mate, I hate people that make excuses, mate. Ultimately, I wasn't good enough to go and play at that level. But I look back now and think, fucking shouldn't have played, eh?
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing Swindon a favour? Whereas they'd be quick enough to just get rid of me. Yeah. If I wasn't playing well, they wouldn't even give me a back. They wouldn't even give me an epidural, they would leave us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, see, football, mate, you need to be selfish, yeah? I wish I was a wee bit more selfish.
Yeah, I wasn't as well. I wasn't selfish. I think 2 games I remember, Arbroath away. I was coming back from the long-term injury, and in the changing room, Chabby actually pulled me up in front of everyone. Gaffers pulled me up, and he says, you don't want it enough, howling and bawling at me. You don't want it enough. You need to show all these boys in this dressing room that you want to play here, that you want to play for the club. Thinking I'm faking my knees. I mean, it's mental now. You think about it. He must be sitting there, and I know he's probably sitting there going, sorry, son.
Yeah.
Thinking, so I'm taping my legs up, mate. I'm putting so much tape on. People are going, let's check his tape in the knees. 1-0 up, I put his 1-0 up. And after I scored that goal, oh my God, man, I was in so much pain. And I'm hobbling the rest of the game, and I'm playing, everyone's going, he's brilliant and all that stuff. And then they're saying, I was getting raved with. And then, so I played that, and then there was a game, can't remember who we were playing, but Matty, I'm close with Matty Flynn. Matty Flynn. Not got a higher word. He was always there for me. Always there for me at Annan. He's been through a rough time himself, And I scored a similar type of goal. It was against Clyde.
Right.
I think, no, someone for free each anyway. And I've ran in, and I've kicked it on left foot, bottom corner. And after that, I've ran into the billboard and I've tried to stop in the AstroTurf. My knees went, so I tell you, it's popped. I know it, it's gone.
Yeah.
And I turned to Matt and go, I turned to Matty and go, Matty, my knee's gone. I'm gone. And he he's not really knowing what to say because I'm not rolling about. I was good at taking the pain. I was used to it.
Yeah.
You know, it was Scottish. He just goes, "Can you play on? If you can play on, just try. Blah blah blah. If not, go off." And I remember that because I played the rest of the game and then I get taken off maybe in the last 5 minutes. So I'm playing on no knee.
Yeah.
And then 2 months later, I'm in for my third operation.
Yeah.
So
that's what
is
see
a
Shaun
thing that needs
Maloney.
to change.
That's what I love about Shaun Maloney. See when he was at Celtic, Shaun wouldn't play unless he was 100% fit.
Yeah.
And he used to. I think Strachan used to give him a wee bit for it, but Shaun didn't care, mate.
Yeah.
Shaun was like, I should, because I was injured at the same time as Shaun, and Shaun used to say, I used to say my ankle's still a wee bit serious, something like that. Do not listen to these people. Yeah. See if you're not fit to play, you didn't feel right, didn't do it.
Yeah.
But just being a wee guy, mate, if a physio or a coach say, come on, just try it, like you say, so it could be just in your head. You'd be out there running a pure hobbling a bit.
Yeah.
And
you get guys who do they will fake an injury because they're not confident. You know, it's not in the heart and they're not confident. That happens a lot. I train a lot of people with that through Flip the Mindset. The barriers, they'll go, I had to fake I was injured because I was too scared to play.
Really, right?
That happens a lot in football. At high level as well. I've spoken to players you wouldn't imagine. High levels. And because of the pressures from the gaffers, but ultimately that pressure comes from the gaffer. They should not be doing that to you to play. They should look after you, like, as you're saying, Tommy Burns. So, Peter, if you're watching, Swinglehurst are two players that always stuck by me. Do not play
Swinglehurst and Watson for Annan, right?
Brilliant players. Two of the nicest boys I've ever met. Don't play, Kenny. Do not play. Why are you risking it? Why are you doing it? You know what I mean? Don't play. And Peter, I'm still really, really close to Peter today, you know. He sponsored the last podcast.
Oh, did he? Good.
Yeah, really, really top guy.
Yeah.
So, talking, Swindon, you go back to Celtic.
Yeah.
Right? Why didn't you fancy giving it a crack at the first team, or was it out of your control?
So, Swindon, I'll tell you a good story, actually. We got to the playoff final and obviously got beat. This is kind of where I was in life at the time. Everyone's mum and dad came down to the final. So everyone had their families there.
Yeah.
Swindon put buses on for the families to go to Wembley for Swindon. I brought 10 of my mates down for Dundee, mate. And they were steaming on the bus on the way to the final. And
welcome, Ferry.
All the families were raging. So we get to Wembley, obviously we get beat. And then we go back, I think we get the bus straight back to Swindon. And we do, get the bus straight back to Swindon. And we got chucked out in the after party because the chairman was speaking and my mates were heckling him. Some boys, honestly. So we went out that night.
You kind of love that though, as well. Don't you? And you're like, yes, boys,
now you do.
Give it, boys.
So what a weekend that was, mate. So that Saturday night we went out. And then we had like 5 rooms at the juries. So we went back there about 3 a.m. Me and one of my good mates, Elliot, who's a screwball mate, we stayed up all night. He put my club suit on. He put my Swindon club suit on and he was walking about the hotel chatting people's doors and that. So we go back to the room. We end up, I think he done like a full bottle of vodka. Got paralytic, mate. And next time, mate, he's on the floor and he starts like freaking out. And I'm like, what is going on here? So I had to phone an ambulance to the hotel room.
Oh, wow. 2
paramedics come up, mate, pump his stomach. Outside in the car park, the jury's in car park, right? I'm just got to the playoff final, mate. The reception's full, man. I've just played in the playoff final the next day. He wakes up on the car park. They were going to take him to hospital, mate, but he woke up and the guy that had basically kind of saved his life had a baldy heat like you. And my mate waked up and he looked up and he went, "What day is it?" And the guy went, "Sunday." And he went, "No, baldy." And the guy basically just saved his life. I was like, "You're a wee arsehole." So anyway, that Sunday, we then had like a Swindon put on a big day at the ground for us, like a big marquee. So we found it, that was about 11 o'clock, Elliot. By 12 o'clock, we were sitting in Alan O'Brien's house. He had a hot tub and that. It's just the boys used to go there every day after training. Similar to Celtic, mate. It was like 12 of us every day that used to go and hang about. He had a hot tub again. We're all drinking, steaming. And we need to beat the county ground for 5 o'clock. So by the time we get to the county, it's like shareholders, it's like club chairman, it's like the board, and it's like fans who've played a lot of money to get there. So it was like a select few, like all the important guys. So I'm in the toilet, and Billy Painter walks in, that mad scouser I told you about, and I'm standing next to him, and I'm doing a piss, he's doing a piss, and he just goes like that, mate, and starts pissing all over me. And I'm like, "You're a fucking idiot, man." And then Sean Morrison, who's now the Cardiff captain, he is a screwball, mate. In fact, see, before that, we went to a pub in Swindon. He was bombing through tables, mate. He's like 6'4", like an animal, bombing through tables. He comes in, who is a lot. See, if you want anyone to come in as somebody sensible. The only guy crazier than us two that comes in is even crazier, Sean Morrison. And he sees what's happening, and he's all excited, and he runs out. And he comes back in with a fire extinguisher. And he starts fire extinguishing me and Billy Painter, mate. No word of a lie, mate. I'm head to toe in foam. Did that with my eyes. We go out into the main bit, and there was like a big slidey bit right up. Sorry, the bar's here. It's right underneath the bar. And he sprays it with fire extinguisher. Next thing, mate, he's got all his clothes off, and he's doing. Bear in mind, this kid was only 19 at the time. I think he played about 2 games that season.
Brilliant.
He's doing Klinsman's doing the bar, and I'll never. And then he started bombing himself around. He's like 6'4", mate, and the manager and the assistant manager comes in, and he's like that. Fucking get yourself up the road, like that to Shaun Morrison. That guy's now the Cardiff captain. But Danny Wilson came up to us that day, foam in my eyes and all sorts. He's like, listen, we want to take you next year permanently. Says it might be a bit complicated because Tony Mowbray's left because I had a good relationship with Tony Mowbray. Yep. And Lenny's there. Now, Lenny was my reserve manager, and I know Lenny always liked me in the reserves. So I was at him, listen, Danny, I'll just go up and tell Lenny. Don't know who I thought I was, mate. 21-year-old. I was like, listen, Danny, I'll go and tell Lenny it's fine, I'm leaving and I'm going to come down here. So that summer, mate, I went away. Had a good summer after doing well. And the first day, and I'm thinking I'm Billy Big Bollocks walking to say like done well doing it at Swindon. I think good chance I'll be with the first team and maybe get a game and sitting getting changed. And somebody came in and went, Lenny, want to see you in his office. And I was like skipping up the stairs, mate, thinking he's going to be buzzing off me.
Roly-polies and that.
Yeah. Thinking, yes. Just waiting for him to get my tummy tickled. Him, Alan Thompson, Gary Parker and Johan Mjällby sat me down and destroyed me, mate. Again, what I'm saying, mate. Yeah. Brilliant management. Though. I'm thinking I'm the man and they've just absolutely slaughtered me. Seen a few articles doing what you done when you were doing in Swindon. I don't know who you think you are, but you didn't talk about Celtic like that. Mm-hmm. You're a 21-year-old kid, you've done nothing in the game. Mm-hmm. Do not disrespect us. Mm-hmm. Do not disrespect this club. Wow. You'll be here, you've got a contract here, you'll be here until I tell you you're leaving. Yeah. Mate, I didn't really get scared that much, mate, but my arsehole fell out, man. Wow. I absolutely shitting myself. He says, you're coming to America with the first team anyway. That's that America trip. You're coming with America. He says, I think you can maybe play here. He's like, you'll come off the bench, you'll get minutes. Mm-hmm. I knew that Swindon were going to double my money, mate. And gives like a 4-year contract. So I had it in my, and they were going to take Paul Caddis as well, who's one of my best mates. Yep. So I had it in my set that I wanted to go, in my mind that I wanted to go. So went to America, mate. I actually done really well, Yep. Played well in the games. And then we got a night out at the end. Have you heard this? So we got a night out at the end, and I should never hang about with Charlie Mulgrew, mate, because he gets in my head, man. And we're sitting, and Lenny's got us a night out, and we had pizzas on the table, and Charlie's like to me, mate, go and hit Crossass with that pizza. And I was like, right, he's at pepperoni, mate. And I went to fling it at Crossass, mate. Just at the last minute, Crossass is like done that or something. It's missed him, mate. And sitting behind Crossass is the Nike sponsor, who's been flew over for Ireland. And mate, and it was like slow motion. It just went. And I'll never forget seeing a bit of pepperoni, mate, just dribbled in his face. And I was like, no way. Luckily, mate, the guy was bang on, right? But then things go bad to worse, mate. I think I ended up sitting at Lenny's table with Tom on it. I don't remember this, but I'm told the story that I was just getting pints, mate, and just pouring them out my head. I then get back to the hotel, right? Paul McGowan again was there. He was in a similar state to me. Get back. Do you know what's so funny about the story, Tommy? That Charlie Mulgrew got away scot-free and I'm doing all sorts, but it's him that's telling me to do it. Get back to the hotel and Lenny's like,
he seems like that though, doesn't he, Charlie?
He's the best guy in the world, mate, honestly. And Lenny's like to me, get to your bed now. And I was like, nah, not going to my bed. And Alan Thompson's like, get to your bed. And I was like, nah, not going. Mate, Tomo gets up and starts wrestling me in the hotel lobby, man. I think I ripped his Prada shirt, I'm sure I did.
Brilliant.
Next morning, mate, me and Paul McGowan wake up. Do you know what, you ever had that when you wake up, mate, and there's like 8 eyes on you, just staring at you?
Off.
And I'm like, what? And they were like, oh. I was like, what? They never told us, mate. So they were like, we've been doing for breakfast, you better go down. So me and Gilzer were like, come on, we'll go down for breakfast. Never forget it, mate, sitting at breakfast. John Clark, who's a Lisbon Lion, he's a kit man there, great guy. Like, he's another one, mate, that's pure hard on you. But he liked you because you had a bit about yourself and a wee bit of a laugh. And Kate, I'll never forget it, mate. Sitting at breakfast, man, I'm there, Gilzer's there, and he pops his head to me, and I was like, oh, fuck. And he's like, that. You two better get yourself up to the manager's room now. Go and apologise. I was like, right. Then some of the other first team boys came in again, same like looking at me and Gowser. So I'm like, Gowser, we'll need to go up to his room. That is the lowest lift I've ever had in my life, up to his room, man. I was like, Gowser, what did we do? What did we do last night, man? So we chat up Lenny's door. What is it? I went, Gaffer, it's Si. Fuck off. He says, there's a meeting later. He went, is your pal McGowan? I take it your pal McGowan's with you? And Gowser's like, aye, Gaffer. He's like, you as well. He says, we'll have a meeting later. He says, go and sit. That's the worst thing that could happen, mate, because you've got the full day. When we get back to the room, mate, the guys are then telling us everything that we've done.
Aye.
So 5 o'clock.
Yourself.
Yourself.
It, man.
You made it after dinner as well, mate, so you can enjoy your dinner.
Boys, the main boys, they'll be winding you up.
Oh, mate.
Wow.
I've never had fear like it. See, at my dinner, and then I had a kangaroo court after it. We get in, and Lenny, Tomo, I think Bruni was the captain. And I can't remember, somebody else was on the top table. So I think a few of the boys had done quite a lot that night. We'd worked hard, mate. It'd been 2 weeks, which is great about Lenny as well, mate. You work hard for 2 weeks, and then there's a wee night out at the end of it.
Of course.
So there's a rap sheet, and he's like, right, the ones you've all been waiting for, Ferry and McGowan, and everyone's like, wee! So we had to stand up, and Lenny's like, can you just put your hand up if these two offended you in any way last night? So like somebody's putting their hand up, and they're like that. Two of them were saying to me that the fuck knows how I'm playing for Celtic, I'm fucking hopeless. Somebody else was saying, I think people are just starting to make things up just to get us
other players.
I think Joe Lively put his hand up and said that girls are trying to stick the nut on him in the lift or something. And so Lenny was like, that's right, this is what's great about Lenny as well, mate. Like, because you could tell he was raging, but also he'd probably been there and done it himself. He's like, you can either take a 2-week fine, or one of you can put this on for the rest of the day. Mankini, mate. So wee Gowser's like, I'll put the fucking Mankini on, no bother. Wow. So wee Gowser, I got maybe a week's fine, and wee Gowser was jumping about the hotel with a Mankini on for the rest of the night.
Brilliant.
But then a week later, mate, I'm sold to Swindon. So if you want to get a move, and that's the way to do it.
So what, do you think that's why? Or?
But see, sorry to interrupt you, mate, that's the last wee bit, just to talk, I can't talk any highly enough of Lenny. I remember the day I left, mate. So he pulled me in the office, and he's like, you happy then? That's you away. And I was like, oh, thanks very much, Lenny. Like, top man, thanks for helping us. And he's like, he says, can I tell you something, Si? He's like, never change. He's like, see all that stuff you done? He says, all right, I was angry. He's like, never change, pal. Yeah. He says, see your personality, and that'll get you places in life. Mm-hmm. And he actually says to me, I don't think you should go to Swindon. I think you can play higher. I think you can go and play in the Championship down there. But if that's where you want to go, well, that Gordon Strachan was just saying to me, mate, I need to mention Gordon Strachan because he was brilliant for me. See, when I had my 2 years injury, never forget it, man. Sitting on the bike one day, doing the bike, soul destroying again. That's a head fuck, mate. The gym used to look out on the training, so you'd be sitting on the bike, not played for a year.
Brutal, innit?
And Gordon Strachan, I mean, never forget it, mate. Gordon Strachan came sat next to us. He's doing the bike, and I'm like, all right, Gaffer, and he's like, more importantly, you all right? And I was like, I'm sound like I'm fine. He's like, don't worry. And I was like, right, and he went, you'll be fine. In life, you'll be fine.
Brilliant.
He's like, your ankle might not get better. He says, but these things happen.
That's what Joyce was like to me. For the rest, I just got, are you ready yet? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's on your head, just go and play. Brutal 3 years.
That's dinosaur stuff.
Seeing that bike.
The bike's so... I used to need to do it. See, I done my operation, mate. I used to need to do the hand bike. You ever done the hand bike? An hour on the hand bike, mate.
Brutal. Just constant, and you're travelling all there, you know, and you just feel it's for nothing.
You're dark when you're leaving, mate. It's dark when you're going in. You're last one to leave.
And I remember all the fans, because I was a fan's favourite. I was up for Player of the Year and that. They all want me to start. They all want me to play, and they're getting annoyed. So I think that's maybe put pressure on. And then interviews are starting to drop where things are getting said, does he want it? Stuff like, not just wee subtle drops and all that. You know, you need to want it. Blah blah blah. I think it's a lot of players in the game. Since I started Flip the Mindset, a lot of players mail me on Facebook from SPL to League 2 asking for advice on their injuries. You know, what did you do? How did you get through this? I'm sitting in my bed. I'm so low. You know, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm anxious. I go into training. It's just, you know, I feel like my life's constant negativity. How do you recover? And it is just... You've got to keep moving forward through it. You've got to keep going. You've got to remember, recovery is a bit of self-love. Yeah. You're self-loving yourself. You're trying to give yourself 10 out of 10 care to get back to playing on the pitch again. Mm-hmm. People seem to forget that. I think people seem to think that everything's just ruined and and they should just be playing blah blah blah. When really the injuries happened. Take the time for yourself. Enjoy that recovery.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to a guy about
Set a few goals or something when you get back. Yeah.
I was speaking to a guy about it, and he was talking about being injured. He does Olympic stuff, right? He's an athlete. Ridiculously fit guy, had a horrible injury, and he said I had to start enjoying my recovery.
Yeah.
See, when I started learning to set goals, set targets, set myself challenges, and take his what he was competitive in out of the equation, it then began to be competitive at being recovering.
Yeah.
So that became his sport, that became his profession, and he said that's what got him by. And I thought that is very interesting. Maybe clubs should start taking that on board. Make the recovery a personal journey, a more exciting kind of competitive place.
I think they do that now. I think they've got like times at the try and meet and stuff like that. But I think if you watch my interview with Petrov, he was saying that he was similar when he got his injury. And it was Larson that said the same thing. You know, Larson's probably one of the only ones that's came back for that horrific injury better. And I think he helped Petrov massively in kind of setting goals.
Because look at Arshavin, Torres, Edward. He was at Arsenal at the time, was he? Eduardo, sorry. Yeah. They never came back.
Nah, the same player.
Never came back. Henrik, as I said, I'm a Rangers fan, as the guys know, but Henrik was. I don't know how good's your Celtic history. Do you remember Duncan?
I can't remember what I done last week, but I'll try.
Remember Duncan Mackay?
Nah.
He played in 67, 66. That was my uncle.
Was it right?
Yeah, my uncle Duncan. And then went to Australia, coached Melbourne.
Right, wow.
And stuff like that. So I've always had that kind of tie looking over me, and I always support Celtic in Europe because it's good. It's good for Scottish football. We all play at Scotland at the end of the day. You know what it's like when you play football. It's a wee bit different for when you're a fan. I can even see that now because I'm a fan now. You know, I couldn't kick my own arse. Couldn't kick myself out of bed. But Henrik was one of my influences. I spoke to Harston about it. I had the 100 goals, tongue in cheek. Yeah. And I used to try and copy every goal he scored. I would literally try and copy, right, how's he taking that ball? Right, that movement there. All right, okay, right, what am I doing? I would study it. I didn't support Celtic, but I studied it. You know what? I loved him. Loved him. Michael Moles for us. Loved Michael Moles as well. Oh, phenomenal. Okay, talking about Swindon. Move. Well, we'll talk about you get relegated.
Yeah, we got relegated.
What's it feeling like to get relegated?
So again, just football, mate, highs and lows, isn't it? Yeah. As I say, the first year on loan, we got to the playoff final. I'm texting Paul Caddy saying, mate, you need to come here. We'll get to the championship next year. We'll win the league. Mm-hmm. Lost our two best players, Billy Painter, a guy who basically knitted everyone together in the dressing room, the mad scouser, and Gordon Greer put his arm in me, the captain. He goes to Brighton, Billy goes to Leeds. And we're bringing a striker who was born offside, mate. Thomas DeSevi didn't even look at the goal the whole time he was there. We brought in a centre half who was terrible and get relegated, mate. I never played. Right. We signed the guy David Prutz, who does Sky Sports now, does the lower league stuff. And Danny Wilson played Prutz ahead of me. Prutz and Dougie were good mates. Sat on the bench for a year, got fat, went out all the time.
So Di Canio comes in?
Yeah, Di Canio comes in. So we get relegated that year. Never forget it. I was sitting lying in my bed. My mate texted me saying, Di Canio, mate, no way, Di Canio's your manager. It's just been announced on Sky Sports News. So I stick on Sky Sports News.
You didn't even know at the time?
No, I didn't know. I was in my bed. And across the bottom of the screen, Paolo Di Canio, probably was. It was in the summer, so probably was. Paolo Di Canio, Swindon manager. And I was I texted him back saying, mate, buzzing 5-a-sides every day, volleys every day. Couldn't have been any more wrong, mate. Turned up the first day, slaughtered us, every single one of us went through us. Says, pointed a couple of us, went, look how fat you are. I think I jumped on the scales and I was a disgrace. Wow. What I weighed, and he was.
It's a big wake-up call, though. You know, he's coming in. He's authority. He's saying he's probably studied. He's probably maybe not even had the time to study. He's just coming in and going boom.
Yeah, that's it. And then I got a first-time in my life diet plan. Yeah. Had to be weighed every day. Me especially weighed every day. I had to do extra runs with him after training.
But the boys ripped it at you.
Nah, not really, because everyone was so scared of me.
Yeah.
Honestly, everyone was so scared. He's so scared. See, when you get the Canio, mate, you didn't realise how intimidating he is until you're face to face on me. He's intimidating guy. He's fucking ripped, man.
Burly guy.
And his facial's scary, man. He can be an angry man. Took us to Italy for pre-season, the toughest pre-season. No butter on your toast.
Brilliant.
No ice in your drinks. You're not allowed, but you're allowed a glass of red wine at night, which baffled me.
Yeah, that's the culture, isn't it?
That's the culture.
Yeah,
but,
it's European culture.
What a coach, what a manager, mate. Yeah. But he could flip his lid, man.
What was training like under him?
Well, training was a bit monotonous, mate, to be honest. Right. It was quite similar, quite same every day. Mm-hmm. But it's mad though, mate. I watch these Man City documentaries and stuff at Guardiola. The Canio does that. See how the phases of play and it's all very tactical, mate. Fitness, tactical, because you knew we were good players, mate. That wasn't the problem. It's probably our understanding of the game and our attitude and our fitness. But like, funny, mate, we used to be out and you would be out and he hated boys going out. He used to call it the poison. Please, lads, don't drink the poison.
Brilliant.
Mate, you'd be out in a bar, right, and they were
but he's getting you red wine every night.
But you can get, no, it's just one glass of red wine. But you'd be in a bar, mate, right, and you couldn't even enjoy yourself because you try and stand as far away from the front door as you could, mate, and you would constantly have your eyes on the window because there was a few times that we'd be out and you would look over and he's in the window, mate, and I'm trying trying to hide behind.
Brilliant,
I'm like that guy, mate, just stand there for 2 minutes, man.
Brilliant.
Honestly, mate.
What a keeper, man. Brilliant.
But hated how much I loved going out. You're away from home, mate. I'm 21, 22 years
old.
old.
You're still young.
What am I meant to do?
Yeah.
I look back now. I know what I'm meant to do.
These days.
It was a done thing in the days, but basically I should have been living my life better.
I'm not sure how. I love the mindset, the fitness, the players shouldn't be going out, but then I think should they not? You know, it's a short career. But they do need a release, so we need that. I think it's only happened in Britain now because we have a silly culture of drinking, you know. And I think it's more the culture because in any other country, like European countries, they'll go out and have a couple of glasses of wine nearly every night with their dinner.
That's what he couldn't get you right, mate.
Yeah, but here we need to go out and smash it. So I think when we are kind of nowadays, I'm watching a podcast like, footballers, they shouldn't be going out. They shouldn't be going. They should be staying in. They should be going home every time after football. I don't agree with that. I think you should go out and have a few drinks now and again. You should be allowed to do that as long as you don't rip the piss.
Yeah, like a meal and a few drinks.
Yeah, you've got to live. You can't just be a robot. I think footballers, especially in the SPL in Scotland, they're robotic enough.
Yeah.
You know, they can't do it now. They're scared of what they write on Twitter.
Yeah.
They're just living. They're just living targets, aren't they? They're getting picked for this, picked for that. That's hitting the people. They're getting abused for maybe being out and seen at a restaurant at 9 o'clock at night. They're getting caned for it. I do not agree with that. And I'm I love my fitness and mindset, but I think we should live. We should learn to live. We shouldn't be, because I feel like that makes a lot of players, and I've been listening to a lot like players living under anxiety a wee bit.
Because they're overthinking things, mate. They go home and sit in the house and all the days thinking about football, mate. See me, mate, that was a good thing about me. See, after a game, mate, it was done. I didn't think about the game again. That's me done.
But then
I need to enjoy myself
now. They go home and they're seeing hundreds of different media outlets,
and they're getting emails through about the
journalists mailing them. They're getting caned left, right, and centre
on Twitter,
caned off their fans, other fans, irrelevant people. You know what I mean? Caned, and they can't get away from that.
Nah.
They can't close off. They can't. They go out. They're getting caned or this. It's just a lot. I think now it's changed a lot. You know, and I don't think for the better. I really agree. I don't think for the better. So Swindon, the Canio doesn't take you at first, then you start flying. You start absolutely
mate, I'll tell you a story. So we, obviously the fat stuff, I got fit.
The fat stuff.
And then, mate, this was, like I said, you always fucked to your head, eh? So he was telling me, Simon, I like you now. You're doing really well.
So what about mind games? You're talking, he's fucked with your head there, and you said that a few times tonight.
Yeah.
The mind games for a managers think
psychological,
they're psychologists.
Yeah. He's got a degree in psychology.
Oh, so he has?
He knew exactly what he was doing, mate. He knew how to play me, mate.
So I was going to ask you, do you think he's
he's a genius.
Managers know the power of their words on a player?
Oh, 100%.
And
the good ones do.
Yeah.
The good ones do.
Yeah. So, like, he was a psychologist, but many aren't. Do you know what I mean? We used to always get mind games played with us with a lot of teams I went to. Yeah. But I think they were just deliberate ego pushing. You know what I mean? And control. So, you're saying to Canio?
So, got myself fit. I really like you now. There's a chance you could play in my team. Still not a starter, which I was baffled by because the two guys that were playing ahead of me were nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
And so we're playing Burnley in a pre-season friendly. Things are going all right. And I'm on the bench. I think we're winning 2-0. And he's putting subs on. And I'm sitting. And I'm thinking, am I the only sub left?
Brilliant.
But it wasn't. It was a young boy who was sitting across from me. I think he played my position.
Cream pie in the face, innit?
And then he makes another sub. And he puts a young boy on. And I think I've made a face or something. He went, what? And I think I just went like that, fuck off or something like that, and flung my hingy down. We beat Burnley, bear in mind, mate, so it should be after the game, buzzing. Yep. He came in after the game and annihilated me, mate.
Just wrecked you.
Wrecked us in front of everybody, in my face. It will take a miracle now for you to ever play in my team. A miracle. Your fifth choice. Before tonight, you were 4. Now you're 5.
Wow.
Way back. You're done.
Wow. See, I don't think I could take that now. Even the person I am now, strong with the mindset. If someone's ripping it at me like that,
I didn't mind that, mate. I've had it since I was a kid, though. As I'm saying, that's what we've been. We were stood in good stead, mate. That and you had to take criticism at Celtic.
I'm humble, but if he's doing that, I'm thinking, what are you doing, son? Get me on there. I'm going to win. I'm going to win for you because that's wrecking my identity. In a way, I'm not. But remember, maybe to carry on with you and stuff like that, it gave him that. It gave him more power or more of a stand to be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were constantly focused and constantly batting it down,
then he wouldn't have done it.
He wouldn't have done it. So you can see that side for sure.
So see after that, so then I think I was trying to leave. I'm pretty sure I was
trying to leave. Off at the door.
I think so. I think I was from agency and get me out here. But
I'm gone.
Mate, I still had 2 years on good money. Like I say, you'll never get the money you're getting at Swindon anywhere else in that league or the league above. And he's like, get your head down and fucking. He says, see if the guys that were playing ahead of you were good. I would get you out there. I would try and get you something. He said, but you're better than them. It'll change. Honestly, mate, never spoke to me for about 4 weeks. Like silence. We would walk by each other in the corridor. I wouldn't make any sort of attempt to speak to him. I would just walk about.
How did that affect you?
I can't actually remember if it affected us. Do you know what? I actually remember going home and saying to my missus, he's a prick, man.
Surely you're on a low point there, though. You're angry.
But I'd had it the season before, though, mate. I'd had it the season before. I hadn't played the season before, so it was nothing new to me. As I say, I was still getting. It was a great, mate. See the full 4 year I had at Swindon, 5 year. It was a great dressing room, mate. So it was 2 years of my life where I wasn't happy because in training I'd be picked last and win the players. But then see when I got back to the dressing room, mate, I was like the main guy.
Yep.
Getting a laugh.
Yep.
And I enjoyed it, and I loved living in Swindon. I had mates there, down there, so life was good, mate.
Aye.
And sitting on the bench, first 4 games, Swindon were having one, mate. I was buzzing, mate. See him scramble the first 4 games.
Yeah.
And we were playing Dagenham and Redbridge away. Old Caddis comes up to me in the bus. He was Cads made it even awkward, mate. Cads was the captain. He was tight with the canoe. I was Cads' best mate. He's like, mate, he was thinking of playing you tonight. And I was like, no way. I was like, he wasn't, no chance. I says, he's just saying that to you, mate. No, in fact, I never said that. I went, oh, really, right, buzzing. He says, you might get on tonight. Yeah. He's saying if the game's quietens down, we'll bring Si on to kind of get playing.
Yeah.
Game goes, mate, we got beat 2-0, and he didn't put me on. So on the bus back to Swindon to Kaz, I was like, mate, that's how much a head fuck he is. He said that to you because he knew that you would come and tell me, and then he's not put us on. I was like, what is going on here, man? I'm going to end up rolling about with this guy.
He's spinning, man, in the back of the bus, fuming like a wee devil.
Honestly, I was like, what have I got to do to get a game here, eh?
Brilliant.
So, mate, see that next day, I think I was going to go and see him and say, like, I'm off, man. And he pulled me in the office and he's like, okay, fat boy, tomorrow you play.
Brilliant.
No, next week you play. No, it was a Tuesday game, sorry, we're off the Wednesday, and the Thursday says Saturday you play.
He's kind of filled you full of so much passion, anger, confusion.
I think that's what you think I needed to add to my game.
And he's thought, if I can do that and he comes on, can he put that into the game? Yeah. Can he give me it? And you did.
Played the next Saturday, mate. And then after that game on the Saturday, I played the most minutes at any player in the team at the end of the season. And do you know what I like about him, mate? Is at the end of the season, never forget it, driving about Glasgow, he phoned me and he's like, Simon, I just want to thank you. And I was like, for what? And he says, for sticking it out, for being tough, for going against me, for having character. And he says, no matter how long I'm at Swindon, 10 years, 12 years, 6 months, you will always be here.
Phenomenal.
Mate, see that phone call, man? I was nearly in tears, mate.
Yeah.
See the thing that the Canny had for you, mate. See when you done well for him, he'd grip you, man.
Yeah.
He'd grip you, he'd bring you close to him. And he would like say stuff like, "You're the best midfielder in the league. You're my fucking main man."
You had that emotional,
and that's just that emotional connection with me.
So you leave Swindon after a great season, probably the best season of your career.
18 months under the Canny when I actually acted like a football player.
And did you act like a football player? Were you not going out as much?
Wasn't going out as much, but when I was going out, you'd be in the next day.
Yeah.
So you would train like you had to train like an animal for him, mate. It was a must. See if he didn't, he would just send you home. See if somebody wasn't training well, you'd be like, off you go up the road. Wrecking my training session.
Yeah.
So you had to be on it, mate, every single day. And for me, that makes a massive difference.
Yeah. Keeps you focused, keeps you known. You can't go out and be an umpty for 2 days and then turn up the training because you're going to end up in the position you were in before.
Yeah. I didn't want to go back here.
You know he's not scared to drop you.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good to feel like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
We just steamroller teams, mate. We're
Yeah.
just so much more. We're just so much fitter, so much more organised. Won League Two, got into League One, but beat Stoke in the League Cup, and they were
Smash
Premier
it.
League at the time. We beat Leicester in the FA Cup. No, we beat Wigan in the FA Cup. Sorry, we beat loads of teams higher up. And then Bombshell comes, mate. He do you know the thing that kills another thing that's killed my career, mate? Like, so just before he left, he pulled me and he says, "Simon, I'm going to give you a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
I want you to stay."
See, I thought it was money cuts. That's what I was
But,
saying
so
earlier.
he was saying you're going to get more money. So I had that in my head, mate. For then, I'm going to get more money to sign a new deal here.
Yeah.
And then he leaves because he basically has been signing too many players. In the same conversation he's had with me, he's had with 20 other players and he's been giving them all more money.
But his emotions, he's like, I'm going to fire
He just
you.
loves. See, when you do well for him, mate, he just wants to. He wants to give you stuff. Honestly, mate.
I'm buying you a Lambo.
I'll tell you a quick funny story. So again, the lunatics for Dundee used to come down quite a bit.
Yeah.
My mate Dale, who worked as like a mechanic, he's a apprentice mechanic, mate. He's like 150 quid a week. Funny guy, got hairiest shoulders I've ever seen. And they used to come down. And at this time, the Canny was bringing in big players on big money. So I think we had a boy signed a Czech Republic International in League Two, Lucas Magera. He was on like 5-6 grand a week, and he loved my mates. He loved drinking vodka.
Yeah.
He used to come down. He used to put his card behind the barmaid, and he would say to the barmaid, "Anyone with Swindon, just let them get a drink on my card." I'll never forget.
Wow.
Right, my mate, who's a mechanic on 150 quid a week, I'll never forget looking across at the best nightclub in Swindon, mate, and he's walking about with a bottle of Grey Goose. like he's the man, mate.
Yes.
He's like that. And Big Magera would get the bill and he'd be like to me, "Simon, your friends are fucking crazy. Look how much money they spend on my card, eh?"
Loving it, not even a
giving a fuck, mate.
Brilliant.
But just good days, mate. We still speak about the days.
Yeah.
They used to come down all the time. Used to stay. I had a 2-bedroom flat, mate. It was like 10 of us. Keep keeping on the flare. But great days. But then I had the Canio spent all the money, so
you literally spent all the money.
I
Spent it.
I think the main shareholder was like, "What is going on here, man?" Like,
then what happens? What?
he goes, mate. He goes.
And then
And
what
my deal's
happens?
away. And then you're sitting in the summer thinking you're going to get all these offers. And as I say, I played the last 3 games right midfield, which is not my position, and with the epidurals and that. And phone doesn't ring me, and you're fucking starting to panic. And then you end up in Yeovil. And
Yeah, the nightmare of Yeovil.
The nightmare of Yeovil, mate. I went down there on trial, right? And I says to me, Yeovil just got promoted to the Championship. I'd left Swindon 5th in League One, we finished, got beaten in the playoffs to go up to the Championship. So Yeovil beat us to get up to the Championship. I remember, as soon as the game finished, my agent texted me saying, "Yeovil want to take you." And I says to him, "Nah." I said, "I'd rather go and play in League Two than go and play for Yeovil." Have you ever been to Yeovil?
No.
Oh my God, mate. I used to hate going to play there.
It
was like 1,500 people there, wee tiny stadium, in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
And it got to the stage, mate, there was like nothing else coming up. And he was like, "Mate, you're going to need to go to Yeovil." See, on the train down, mate, I never get low in life. Like, I'm never get that low. See, on the train down, man, I was like praying the train would crash or something, man. And then I got there, and mate, obviously never knew about me. Put me in a hotel. Well, they says we're putting you up in a hotel. Mate, it was basically a room above a pub. So for the week I was there, mate, I just finish training, sit in the boozer.
Brilliant.
Going to training rough every day, and then never going to work.
There's that wee town, like, kind of where I come from, the hotel.
Straight, mate, they're strange people, aren't they? Where were you from then? That mad kind of accent.
So not a good experience.
No, I didn't like it, man. I was actually going back up the road for Yeovil. I think it was on a train. My agent phoned us and he says, "Gillingham, I want to take you. Well, I want to meet you and talk." It was a guy, Martin Allen. I don't know if you've heard Martin Allen. He's a screwball, mate. No. And he was, I was thinking, just spent 2 years with a screwball, and they can't do another year with Martin Allen. And then I was like, "Right, sound, I'll go meet him." And then he phoned back straight away and he went, "Mate, do you fancy Portsmouth?" And I was like, "Portsmouth?" I was like, "Fucking right, man." Like, they're a massive club. Yep. We're in League Two at the time. My mate had just signed for Portsmouth. One of my good mates, for Swindon, Joe De Vera, great guy, man. And so I phoned him and he's like, "Oh, mate, get yourself down here." He says, "This is you, mate." He says, "You will love it here." And he says, "There's a beach.
Rock on, let's go."
I went, "Mate, I'll see you in 5 minutes, man. I'll see you in 2 hours." Rocked up to Portsmouth, mate, and have you ever been to Fratton Park?
I've never been to Portsmouth.
Mate, see when you walk into Fratton Park.
Phenomenal.
See, as soon as I walked into Fratton Park, I was like, "I'm signing here,
That's
man."
It looks great.
Oh my God, amazing!
Love to play there.
See the people.
Yep.
The place, the people. You couldn't meet better people.
Yeah.
Loved it for the minute I walked in. Loved it too much. We lived right on the beach. flat right on the beach.
Causing it.
Just see if you walk down my street. Bar, restaurant, bar, restaurant.
You're at home.
Every day,
Worked every day for this.
Mate, it's so sunny down there. Right? You can't sit in the house.
Yeah.
You can't. It's too nice.
A few years at the Canio, you're like, this is brilliant.
Just relaxed.
Yes.
Mate, the manager was so laid back. Like, I couldn't believe it. So to tell you a story, the pre-season with the Canio, you wouldn't get him at 6 o'clock at night. You're fucked, knackered. See, with Portsmouth, mate, we're sitting in the pub. We're sitting in a cafe or a pub. I'm not saying we drink every day, but a cafe or a boozer at fucking 1:30, 2 o'clock during the day. It was so laid back, eh?
Brilliant.
Pre-season was like games, passing, up the road, go out for something to eat.
You're jamming with it. Mate. You're jamming with it. People say the higher up the level you go, the easier it does get. That's what they say.
No, but that was a level down. That was League 2, mate.
Oh, was that level down? Right.
But
like a club, though.
As a club, it was much bigger than Swindon. Mate, we were getting 16,000 every week in League 2. As I'm saying, you're jamming until it comes to a Saturday and you're getting beat every week, and then it's like, right, this is not good. I've went for the Canio pinning people up on the wall when we've won, and he's not happy with performance.
The manager almost lying down.
We got beat our first game of the season 4-1. I remember.
Who was the manager there?
Guy Whittingham, lovely guy, but we had got beat 4-1 for Oxford on the first day of the season. I remember walking up the tunnel thinking it's going to be somebody's going to be scrapping in here.
Yeah.
And the manager walked round and shook everyone's hand, and I was like, nah, this can't be, man.
It's kind of be hard. You weren't used to that, though.
Nah, like this is, and that was
a different approach.
Different mindset. It was like,
for sure.
It's like boys were just happy to be playing for Portsmouth. We had no winners in the team, and I think we finished 16th in the league that year. It was a disgrace. My back, after getting all the epidurals, mate, my back was fucked. I think I only played 22 games or something.
Right.
So captain for a few games. Like,
30 games, one goal, was it? 2 goals?
I scored against Burton. Jordan Pickford was in goals. But I was a captain in that there for games, mate. So the manager,
Jordan Pickford there, man. Just bang, right in Pickford. Didn't have a chance, mate.
Pick out in the net, wee man. And so I was made captain in that there, mate. But then we got burgled when I was down there. The flat got done.
Right.
And my missus, see when I left Swindon, she was like, get me closer to him. One thing I'll ask is please get me closer to him. And then we moved even further away, mate, 10 years away, and we got burgled. So she was like, I just had my second kid. So she's like, I'm going up the road. So I was down there on my own, mate, for Portsmouth for a year, just going wild. Because I was injured as well, mate. So back to old habits and never done well.
Yeah.
And then Dundee phoned us, and Paul Hartley, who I played with, Peter Hartley phoned us, and he says, what's happening with you? And I knew my back was done, and I said, I fell out with the manager. But I really hadn't been playing because my back. He says, we'll take you to Dundee next year. Give you a 2-year deal. And she wanted up the road. So
can I actually tell you, I think Paul was after me. I can't remember when. I can't remember if it was Dundee or where else was he? Alloa?
Alloa, he was at
Alloa. I think it was Dundee. He was looking at me and he didn't fancy me or something.
Right.
Terrible, Paul. Get a grip, man. Fucking hell, man.
Worst decision in his career?
Nah, worst. No, worst decision. Aye, well, I would have played a couple of games and then broke my leg. Right. It's funny because you think if I went to another club, would my knees have went as bad? Would the mindset would have been looked after better? I wouldn't have been training in AstroTurf Park possibly. Then Fairman had a lovely bit that they showed me. Got to meet Neil McCann and that. He was a real sound guy. Loved me. Guy. Liked watching me play. Would it have changed? Would have you talk about fate and stuff. Would that have hampered it? But Dundee, how do you enjoy Dundee?
Hated it. Absolutely hated
what
it.
Happened?
I knew. See, when I said about Swindon, you get a good feeling for someone straight away.
Dundee, you're like, fuck this, get me him.
I walked into a Dundee dressing room, mate, and I had Ferry 11 on the back of my shirt, and I was like, number 11. The fuck?
Okay, hating that. Sure, 8, ain't you?
No, but I just thought.
Oh, he's playing you up the park.
What position does he think I play here? 11. I was like that.
Aye.
Lower the better for me, back the park.
I'm getting older, man. Chill out.
I wanted to play like high, wide right, inside, and I was like, I fucking know me. I was shite at Dundee, mate. I was shite. In fact, I started quite well because I got a good pre-season under us. I think I played the first 6 games, went unbeaten, and then we got tonked for United, mate.
Yeah, they say you started well.
You
started well.
We got tonked for Dundee United at Dens. I played up against Stuart Armstrong, mate. Oh my god, he fucking tore me a new arsehole, man.
Good big player, him.
He gave us the Canadian band dance, mate. Southampton, he's flying. He was like a Rolls Royce, mate. Absolutely, every time he got, he just ran at us. And I think played that game, right? And then I went to play against St Mirren away. And the warm up, oh you bastard! My back went in a spasm.
Yep.
So I had to come off. Never played the game. And then I was out for like 4 or 5 weeks with my back. And then I think I done my appendix, mate. I was in hospital. So I never played for ages, and then
just happened to Taven there, didn't it?
did it happen to Taven?
I thought so last season. Did he not? Was he not out with his appendix? Sure he was, eh?
Maybe.
Tav, you just want to know you're all Celtic men.
And then just couldn't get going, mate. Couldn't get going. We had good players as well. Like Paul McGowan was there, and Kevin Thompson, who was Rangers, Gary Harkins, and they were all midfielders, and they were doing really well. So couldn't get in the team. And then when you do get in the team, mate, you've not played for like 8 weeks, and you're off the pace, you're miles off it, and just fucking struggled big time, eh? Really struggled. So and again, it was a carry on, mate, because one of my good pals was there. And see if I've got a really good pal at a club, mate, it usually goes fucking south.
That should be in the clause in the contract. Don't sign any of my
good pals, because Barra, his name is Kevin McBride, and we just used to piss about, man. Honestly, just constantly.
That's a big no-no, especially if your mindset's not in the right place.
Exactly.
So life at Peterhead.
Peterhead, mate, and do you know what? It's the best I've enjoyed.
The boys at Peterhead have spoken.
Right.
And they said you have to stop wearing your daughter's trousers to train him.
Mate,
you're wearing them 3/4, I take it. 3/4 lengths.
These are guys that still wear bootcut jeans that you're talking to. Derek Lyle, who this actually looks like his living room.
It was Dale.
I thought this was his living room, man. This is what his living room looks like. No, you know what, mate? I really love it.
No, they say your coaching's good, by the way.
Thanks very much.
They said your coaching is actually decent.
No, it's better
for someone
decent.
like Dale to say that, it's
better and decent. Compliment. It's the best coaching he's done. I think it's the best coaching he's had.
This
is the highest level of coach. Dale's good, mate.
He was some player.
Love Dale, mate. Honestly,
like, he's higher up, I thought.
One of life's good guys. Every time you're around him, he makes you feel good about yourself. He's always smiling, always happy.
Because he's having a swally at that Campsie in the corner from my house.
But see, when you're travelling up there, mate, you need guys like Dale, because it's easy to get like downbeat, especially if you've been beaten. You're travelling back 4 hours, but
so it's brutal.
Oh, it's hard, mate. It's tough, but then
lovely park. But brutal.
Oh, the pitch is brilliant. It's a great, mate. It's a great club.
No, when it's windy, but remember I hit a shot, man. That hit Brian.
Came back and if you hit a shot, mate. It comes back and hits you in the face.
Brian still there.
To be fair, hitting him in the head would do him a world of good.
He's a wee dick, him, man. Good, no, he's actually all right. He's a good boy.
But we used to have a party bus, mate. So after every game, we'd get a big carry out and we'd get the tunes on and we drank before, you know, boys would take their gear off on the bus and we're all dancing about with the pants, just the pants on. We used to get out of Perth, mate, and do like a conga around. With the pants, with the trousers down.
Wee conga.
Boys were steaming. It was good, mate.
The Perth girls.
The Perth girls.
So what happened? How did Open Goal come about? Because I know how my podcast came about, but how did Open Goal come about?
You want to tell yours first?
No, I'll tell mine's more special than yours, so I'm like
it came about because again I left Dundee, went to Peterhead, and my mate Kevin McBride, who says we're full of nonsense, phoned me up and says, "Mate, do you want to come and deliver kitchens with me?" And I was like, fuck it, mate, why not? So we were hopeless, mate. Housewives obviously loved us, but we were loved the patter. See, we went to in some houses, man.
I bet.
And we were hopeless though, mate. We used to bash the kitchens up, fucking scrape them.
Here's your fridge, no door handle.
Chuckle Brothers, man. Honestly, to you, to me, we were hopeless.
Brilliant.
And then I got a job in the Royal Mail doing the night shift.
How was that?
Fucking brutal. In fact, do you know what?
Soul destroying.
I remember I used to walk 5 steps to Springburn at 11 o'clock at night. Used to walk or jog it just to get my fitness in. So I walk, mate, and then
steps to Springburn. Where are you going over there?
So I go through Provident Mill, down by the St Rock's, over the back,
just past,
and
way
then St Rock's.
And
used to walk down to Springburn at 11 o'clock at night, thinking, "What's happened to me, man?" There's what 2 that is it for anybody watching this. For any kids watching this, mate, I went for finishing in the playoffs in League One. Finishing 5th in League One in England, playing every single game. 2 years later, playing for Peterhead part time and working in the Royal Mail. So that's how quick. See if you didn't do it properly, mate.
Can change.
That's how quickly your fucking career can go, mate. See, at Swindon, mate, that year I was thinking I'll be in the Championship. I'll not need to work.
I went from scoring 27 goals and being at PFA Player of the Year. Gordon Smith coming up to me and saying you'll be doing England soon. To sitting in a hospital bed, suicidal. 4 knee surgeries later.
Yeah.
You know, really, I don't want to carry on anymore. There's a lot more to life than football, and there's a lot more to life than you know, you're never beat. You know, you're never. I think that's what we've got to get across. You're never beaten in life. You can always come back and do something. If it's not football, it's something else.
You should try and see the best in every situation. So as I say, I hated walking down there, but see when I got there, I enjoyed it, mate. See, grafting and labouring and getting a laugh, because it was similar to a dressing room, mate. It was all boys that like football and got pally with a couple of guys there, and I actually
just doing a hell of a lot more work.
just in fact, never, mate. Because see, I got quite pally with one of the bosses, mate.
Oh, I bet
so I was on a jolly up there.
Loved the part.
I was enjoying it, mate. I had the stories, and so I didn't mind it. And then sitting in a soft play with my wee boys one day, and my mate who I've known for years, he's into like marketing and all that, and he was like, I'm going to save you for this hell, man. I've got an idea, a podcast, I think you'll be fucking brilliant for it.
You're perfect for it, you know?
No, I'm not.
With a partner.
It's not me, mate. It's the boys that come on that have made it. But I was like, and I was saying this to anybody, mate. People message me something like what you said yourself, saying like any advice about starting up podcast, and I'm like, mate, fucking go for it, man.
Do it.
What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't do well.
Yep.
Who cares? Like,
yep.
If it does well, you're on to a winner. Yep. I'll get any in a bash, mate. I'm doing a column. I'm doing a column, mate. I'm doing the radio now. Mate, I didn't get any. I've never even got any grades at school, mate. I left school to go and play football.
What are you writing about in the column?
It's a load of shite.
Is it a football column?
Football column,
It's not women column.
Women's Zone, remember the column? I used to read them in all those magazines. So that's what I say, mate.
Deirdre.
I used to love that. That brings back a few memories.
It does bring back memories.
But so, mate, get a bash, man. Get a bash. You never know, something could work out for you. It might not, but who cares?
So what about the start? Did you ever have any doubts about the success of it? Because it's hard to pick up a podcast. I didn't really doubt things, mate. What were the figures like at the start? I think Joe Rogan only got like 250 views his first podcast, or 500 views. Now he kicks about 10 million.
It kicked off quite quick, eh?
Right.
I think we've done, because we've got big names. I've done 5 of my mates. It was Kevin Thompson, Aidan McGeady, Charlie Adam, Darren O'Day, and it's not that big a name, I can't remember who it was.
They'll be raging right now, man.
Charlie Mulgrew, sorry. Did I mention Charlie? So Charlie, Tom, Aidan, Charlie, Adam and Darren O'Day.
Charlie's story with the guy chasing the security guard.
That was recently. Excellent. They boys came on, mate, and fair play to them. They were fucking tremendous, the 5 of them.
Who was the best show?
It's hard, mate. They're all different. Because see, Kevin Thompson, I love his insight. I love how he thinks about football. Sat next to him at Dundee. I loved speaking to him every day about football. He's got a really good, strong opinion on football. And then Charlie's just the way he is, mate. He's a great storyteller. He's laid back. And then Aidan's a different. I was always so good about the first 5, mate. They were all different. It wasn't just constant carry on or a constant serious football. Tomo was more serious, but points were amazing.
Yeah.
Charlie was just a laid back, funny guy. Aidan's funny, but he's got a proper opinion. And he gives that. So that's what kind of kicked it off, mate.
Good diversity.
A bit of diversity. And it just went mad for there, mate. This is another advice I give people today. But be yourself, man. See if you want to have a beer, have a beer.
No,
See if you want to be a guy that doesn't drink, he wants to drink water.
I know.
I think that's why we've done so well as well. I need to give massive credit to Wee Slaney and Kev. Like, they've just came on, mate.
Anyone help you behind the scenes? Just the marketing agent?
Just me. We've just went for it, mate.
Yeah.
Everything we do, we come up with ourselves.
And mate, Slaney, I want to talk about Slaney.
Yeah.
Slaney's been huge.
Yeah.
For the show.
He's a genuine good guy, mate. Funny guy. Man. He's just who he is, mate. And that's what I like about him. He's not trying to... Everyone says...
So he doesn't change for on screen?
No, he's Slaney, mate.
I think that's what people need to know. You know, he's not changing.
No, he's...
To be like that on screen. He's himself.
I can only talk about Slaney in my company. And that's he's the exact same.
And I love that because I think a lot of people who were mailing about Slaney and stuff, I think they feel that personal love to him. They love him.
Yeah, of course
they invest in him.
Yeah.
They invest every episode in him, you know what I mean? And I think that's cool. So... Obviously, he is just the same. That's probably more my question. Is he the same off as he is on screen?
Yeah. So I hang about with him quite a bit outside the podcast, and you just laugh from start to finish.
Great.
Great company, proper funny. But again, he's no daft, mate.
Yeah.
Clever boy. He's got great ideas on football. I love speaking about football. He's so passionate about football. He's passionate about coaching, about helping kids. I've watched him coach. He's very good. He's just got a great personality, mate.
See, that's why I want Slaney on it. See the real Slaney. But you're saying that as the real Slaney, the Slaney that that Slaney, Slaney that off screen with you, that kind of Slaney. That would be fucking.
No, he's one of the best guys you can meet. Me, honestly, just a proper funny guy.
So, what's the plans with the podcast? Where you want to go? What you want to do?
We sold it at Hydro, so
I heard about that.
Quicker than Beyonce.
It was another podcast.
You know that? Quicker than Beyonce.
Was it?
6 years.
Oh.
Mars is fatter than hers as well.
Oh, I like that.
Slaney's a better singer than him as well.
Is he going to sing for us on it then?
Oh, he'll be singing, mate. Have you heard him?
See what's happening at the Hydro then?
Can't tell you that, mate, can I?
Okay.
We've got it all planned, so everything's
That was quick and easy. I was like, can he go home, mate? I'm not telling you.
Can I tell you everything?
But it's decent.
It's good, looking good, mate. The lineup's looking good, so
How much
we're
work
excited
are you
for it.
in behind the scenes for it?
No, what, mate? We sat in a hotel. We got a meeting room in Glasgow.
Coming natural, you guys then.
That is, mate. That is natural. We just, mate, honestly, see, we've got a script, right? But very rarely do I get do answer everything. It goes off in fucking tangents, mate.
And like me and you the day, it just goes in tangents here, and then.
Mate, that's what people want to see. Who wants to listen to scripted shit?
Exactly.
You want people like the boys come on, they're just totally themselves, eh? And I think
for
people identify with us is because we didn't use big words.
Yeah.
We didn't sit in suits. We didn't try and fucking kid people on. We didn't try and.
I don't know enough big words to use, mate.
Exactly, mate. We're coming on like boys sitting in the pub with their pals having a chat and getting a laugh, mate. And that's what we want to be.
It could go around the world, you know what I mean? It could go around Britain anyway.
Yeah.
Hydro, you know, Newcastle Arena, all sorts of stuff like that. Surely that's what the plans are going to be.
We've got big plans in place, mate.
What about you going on? Do you see yourself being more popular as a footballer or a celebrity personality?
Mate,
personality?
I didn't see myself as any.
I know you.
I didn't. Mate, like,
you don't even think about that. But are you getting more popular?
Oh no, open goal definitely. Fuck, nobody knows this as a football player. Like nobody even. I don't think anyone up here knows about anything about my career.
That's why I said to you today. You were like, "Are we going to go through my career?" I was like, most people know you as open goal.
Yeah.
The maestro of open goal, the quizmaster, the main man. They love you, you know. And I'm getting people mailing me saying, "Ask about his career. I want to know what he done.
Yeah.
What did he go through? What did he suffer?" And it's good today that we've got through that. You know what I mean? I think that's.
I enjoyed speaking about it, man.
And that's not what people have had from you yet. You know,
when people come up to you, it's about open goal.
It's always about open goal instead of, listen, Paul, seen you there. Listen, I watched your goals for Swindon.
Paul,
I watched your vote.
Paul Hartley again.
I'm talking about Pierre and Paul.
Paul Hartley.
Listen, and watched your volley for Swindon. Can't remember what one.
That's a good goal.
That's all right goal.
That's a good goal.
Took that well. It reminded me of Berbatov's goal.
What's a bit like that? Right.
Very.
Old technique's not bad, mate. But no, open goal, mate. We're loving doing it. So, like,
what about Go Radio? What happens to Go Radio?
So Go Radio,
because someone texts me and goes, "Are you just going for the whole cast of Go Radio?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Because
I didn't know Go Radio.
Yeah.
Go Radio, because I've got Barry Ferguson on Friday and I've got Grado on. I've got Grado on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know much about it. So for those who want to tune in or watch it so far,
so me and Fergie did this football show. We did
Right.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So just go on and speak football, mate. It's good. I enjoy it. It's probably more serious than open goal.
Yeah.
So it's good to get the balance, mate. Of carry on talking about football and then kind of, because I'm a coach and that, mate. I'm not just wanting to hear that. I'm quite passionate about football and tactics and formations and setups. So it's good to go and talk to Fergie. Obviously, what a career he's had, and to bounce off him is really good. So I enjoy. And honestly, we meet an hour before it. Me and him just sit and speak about football and games and what we've seen. And it's good, mate. I really enjoy it. As I say, mate, see, as long as I'm speaking about, I feel pure privilege, man. Like, that's me now. Got the podcast, the radio, and the column. 3 jobs, getting paid to speak about football, mate. It's like
that's a dream.
It's a dream, mate.
That's a dream.
I know how
a footballer gets after a 20-year career.
Yeah,
that's a job that normally football would have to play 20 years, you know, at top level and then get.
Yeah.
You've come off and then you've kind of been injured and stuff like that. Came out, had hard times, and went part. You're still playing part-time, Peterhead, coaching now, and you're now a personality of football now. In Scotland, definitely. You're a personality of
football. For anyone that wants to do it, mate, it's got fuck all to do with brains or being clever.
Yeah.
But
you are quite quick though. You've got to give yourself. You're very quick. You're very quick up here. And not many people have, a lot of people don't have that. So that's what Dale said. First time Dale Lyle said on the phone, says he's quick. He'll catch you at net. And I'm like, Paul,
that's because I've put him in his place a couple of times.
So you are quite quick. Do you know what I mean?
But do you know what it is I'm going to say? It's advice again that 2 great guys, and Tommy and the Canio gave us. He says, didn't always need to be the best at something, which I'm not, mate. I'm not great at what I do, but I've got loads of passion for it, mate, and I'm enthusiastic for it. Yeah. And I've used my shortcomings as a player, fucking about and not preparing properly.
Yeah.
So every time I go to do an interview or a podcast, fully prepared, know what I'm talking about. And see, when you are like that, mate, you didn't get nervous, eh? So see, doing the hydro, I'll not be nervous, mate, because I know what I'm doing. I've prepared, I've done my work, the boys have been prepped. Go and enjoy yourself after that. I think you can enjoy yourself. That's why we probably look like we're enjoying it so much, is because we're so well prepared. We know what we're talking about.
You're enjoying it.
And it's great, mate.
It's natural.
It's the best job in the world, mate.
It looks natural.
Genuinely look forward to going to work.
So I ask this to everyone. What advice for young players watching this, young fans of yours, young footballers, or maybe at Rangers, any club, playing boys club, playing amateur, that the dream's in sight, what advice would you give to them?
Just exactly what I've just said, mate. Give it your all.
Put that in a football context, that's what I was thinking.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it, mate. It's the best job industry in the world, football, man. It is. And do everything you can to stay involved in it. See, if you get your all and you show, look, I can't stand young kids that come in and have enthusiasm for football. I say that to young kids. I can get thousands of kids for the schemes that will give their right arm to coming in here.
Yeah.
Didn't know how lucky you are.
Yeah.
Realise, one, how lucky you are. do everything you can to try and make it. And if you look back at the end of the day and you've gave it your all and you've not made it, then who cares?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Go and do something else. You might be
kids
someone else that you're
struggling
suited
with injury? As I say, I get a lot of mails from that.
to.
People saying, Kenny, how did you get through your injury? Stuff like that. What would you say to them?
Again, I always try to make the best of every situation.
For sure.
So, if you're at a club, think how lucky you are to be at a club. You're getting top treatment. And then I agree with you, mate. Set yourself goals.
Yeah.
And do it properly. See your rehab, mate. Do it properly. Because I never.
You got
I
to
kidded
focus.
on. I done it properly, mate. But I'd be up at the gym playing head tennis.
Yeah.
When my ankle was there, meant to be resting it, and I'm playing head tennis. And that's stupid.
Aye.
So do it properly. If you're going to do it properly. I mean, see life. There's no secret, man. You get out what you put in. See, in anything, if you're injured, if you're doing a podcast, if you're playing football, usually, if you're not doing well, it's because something that you're doing. Yeah. It's not any. I hate people that make excuses because I used to be one of them. I used to blame everyone else. Paul Hartley's fault, Dundee. But see, when you look back now, mate, you think the times in my life that I wasn't doing well was because of me. The times that I was doing well was because of me.
Yeah, it's on us, isn't it? Positive choices, positive action, positive movement forward. We're accountable at the end of the day. Things are going to... And
it's no rocket science.
How we react to situations is so... For me, is so important. We've got 2 ways to react: positive, negative. It's got to be positive, as you said. Before you go, I've got to give you this bad boy.
In fact, the best bit of advice I've ever got given for Paul Heffernan that played with Dundee, one of the best guys. Never get too high, never get too low, mate. So see, even
that. And that's what you said to me 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He goes, "I'm never too high or no low."
Like, see, you never get carried away of open goals doing well, and I never get too low when I'm working in the Royal Mail, because ultimately, mate, it's life, innit?
It's life. Yeah.
It's what gives you these stories that you can sit and tell people.
Yeah, love it. Here's your t-shirt, bro.
Perfect, mate.
I didn't get the number.
I'll wear that at the dancing next time it's open.
Get that on the dancing. People will think you're associated to me, and all the birds will want to win you.
Don't know about that, my breast barking. But,
Listen, it's been fantastic getting you on, mate. It's an absolute pleasure. I want to wish you the best of luck. You're doing so much for so many people. I think your attitude's outstanding and something we need. You know, very strong mindset, very courageous. You know, you just keep moving forward. All right. Good luck with the coaching.
Good luck with
and
yours
we'll get a wee pint at the campsite one time, bro. All
perfect.
Right?
Top man.
Peace.
Cheers, Kenny.
Take care.